Okay, welcome to the Setbreaker podcast. Today we have a guest, my good friend and black belt Jiu Jitsu professor.
Yes, sir.
Recently, Andrew McGregor.
How are you, bro?
Hello, sir.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
So looking lean, looking machined up,
sir.
looking fucking badass.
Likewise, man. Both leaned up and trying to get up to that bulk later on. So
But you're at that lean where you fuck people up. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like you have like fighter body. Mine's just. Yeah, he looks like he could maybe fight, but he doesn't.
You got the leanness. You got the shaved head though. So
yeah. So it makes me look like I might fight, but I definitely don't fight. So I don't want you MMA fuckers trying to start shit with me because you're gonna fuck me up. Okay. Yeah. Please don't fight me, guys. Yeah. Unless you want to have a rap battle, I could do a rap battle.
You do rap battles, do a little freestyle.
Yeah, a little roasting. You know, like I can do
little training freestyle.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So was it like a few months ago you hit black belt?
On my birthday, actually, on October 28th.
Exactly.
That's very recently. So just like 2 months. Dude. 2 months ago, a couple of days, and it still feels surreal. It's still kind of sinking in, like reaching that pivotal stage of the journey and getting to that point, and you know, starting jiu-jitsu since 2004, seeing all these black belts I come across all these years, and wondering if I'm ever gonna be wearing that one day. And it's surreal, man.
16 years.
16 years I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been doing martial arts in general my whole life since I was 7 years old. And I'm 38 now, so yeah, it's been my whole life, martial arts. But Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specifically, 2004, my first class I took in the Philippines with Alvin Aguilar, my instructor over there, it hooked me in. It hooked me in right away. The efficiency is amazing. It's the martial art. All martial arts are great. They all have something that can give you to build yourself. It's something every martial art can give you. But not all martial arts, with due respect, can give you that efficient skill level to protect yourself, God forbid, if it ever becomes for real, or you have to protect someone you care about in a for real situation. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, however you want to call it, it's definitely one of the most efficient martial arts for a real scenario of protection. Absolutely. It's been proven for decades already. Its efficiency, it's set in stone. It's what created MMA. It's the house that UFC was built on. So
that's true. I mean, without Royce Gracie, this right?
Without the Gracies in
general,
Royce,
right? Like Helio, all of them, but definitely like Royce put it on the map for sure.
That's what I put, UFC, and he said it when he fought Matt Hughes, and I guess you could say it's coming out of retirement fight maybe. And even then, Jiu-Jitsu won that fight because Matt Hughes beat Royce with Jiu-Jitsu. He used Jiu-Jitsu on Royce, so in the end, Jiu-Jitsu was the victor in that fight.
So it wasn't necessarily an overall loss. So the battle may have been quote unquote lost, but it's a win for Jiu-Jitsu.
It's a win for Jiu-Jitsu because even though Royce's hand didn't get raised, it was Jiu-Jitsu that was used. And even then, Royce got in what's called a straight arm lock. Mm-hmm. And how he didn't tap to that is how the Gracies have such resilience. These people are unbelievably, if not next to impossible to submit. Because they know every angle so well, they know their body so well that it's like back in the days in Brazil and even in early America, to tap out a Gracie was an accomplishment. It was an accomplishment because they were so ridiculously almost impossible to submit. It became an aura of them. Like, can I submit a Gracie? Can it actually happen? Like it became like
a legend.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, can I beat that final boss in the video game? It's just so ridiculously hard.
Or like a dragon in like medieval times. Like, can you slay the dragon?
Can you slay the dragon? Can you find that weak spot? Is there an opening to get to its heart? Or and
then you find out that there's a slight opening in the dragon's armor, but you have to be that pinpoint accuracy with that sword or arrow. Because everything has a weakness, but some less than others, and you just kind of have to find out what it is to
everybody breathes.
Expose it, right?
We all breathe. We all got to eat. We all sleep. We're all human beings. But, this is their life. They were literally born into this.
Yeah.
So by the time they're teenagers, they already have such an intricate, intimate knowledge of it that, you have to have everything like 150% perfect if you're going to have even a chance. And even then, when they compete or fight, it's not like when I compete or fight, I do it for the love of the game. I love to do it to test myself. In their case, it's actually part of their family legacy. They're fighting for their family legacy.
Which is even on a bigger, grander scale, which is drives them. Because I mean, they always say like, as men, we need to fight for something that is bigger than who we are, and that is what makes us achieve some of the greatest things in life.
That's what the military does for veterans. They fought for their country, something above their individual self. So for them, that's what they're doing. They're fighting beyond themselves. This is their family legacy that they're preserving. So
what kept you going?
I love it.
Because that's a long time, man.
I know. I love martial arts. I love to train.
Yeah.
It's a part of me. If I'm not training, I feel unnatural.
It's a lifestyle.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. I can't. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can understand it a little bit. It's I don't do martial arts, but if I don't exercise per day, I feel fucked up.
Yeah.
Because it's not only a habit now, but it is a genuine part of my life. And even if I get injured, I have to do something and try to make it right. And of course, in jiu-jitsu, you're going to get injuries, obviously, right? So.
It'll happen. I mean, it's a very physically demanding martial art. By this point, my first jiu-jitsu match in 2004, I broke this finger.
Oh, shit.
I've torn both shoulders. I partially tore this rotator cup.
Ooh.
I've had more bumps and bruises on me than I can count already.
Yeah.
This pinky is permanently bent. This happened a couple months ago.
You look like you're ready to drink some tea right now.
Right.
What are you,
it's like I gripped the gi with my pinky up in a fancy manner.
And then you're going to say cheers. Cheers at the end.
Cheers.
Yeah.
So when I grabbed her gift, like, is this fancy enough for you?
Yeah. I mean, the angle at which it's stuck is pretty good for picking your nose, I guess, right? Because nobody picks their nose straight.
That's actually one of the new secrets I found out as a black belt. Was how to pick my nose more efficiently.
Yeah, with that. Yeah.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, that's the angle right there.
It is. No, everybody picks their nose like this. Nobody goes like straight.
So now I have that loophole.
Yeah. You're a sick fuck if you pick your nose with a straight pinky. Like, you're a psychopath.
Like, you're into some weird shit.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever picked my... Because you need a little bit of that, like...
You got to get that angle.
Shovel
It's like jiu-jitsu.
Angle.
You need to get that angle for maximum efficiency.
Yeah, like almost a U, but not quite
It's like digging for treasure.
Yeah, it is treasure to me. And then I use the tip of my fingernail to like pinch the booger strip, and I pull it out.
You start to clip your nails in a way where you get maximum digging efficiency.
Exactly. That's why I have a little bit of nail left. Like, I like cutting my nails super short, but if I cut it too short, then I can't pick my nose the way I like. Because it's really satisfying when I stick it up my pinky up my nose, and then it just like...
How come no one's written a book about nose picking? There should be a book or a seminar on it.
I think people have done that, to be honest.
This is the hidden art of... Let me tell you what nobody else knows.
I bet they have. I mean, people always have some crazy techniques for like tying your shoes, eating pistachios, and all
breathing,
all kinds of crazy shit. Like, even with pistachios, I didn't realize for the longest time that pistachios, they're in a shell, and you keep opening over time. You get sore, your fingers. It hurts, right?
That shit does hurt.
And then I YouTubed it, and then I found out, you get one of the half shells, you stick it in the hole between the shell, and you twist it, and it just pops it open.
I'm gonna look that up.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like this. You stick it in, and you go boop.
Ah, all right.
Yeah. So
right.
I've been eating a lot of pistachios that way.
Interesting.
It's very, very efficient. Very efficient.
Interesting. I'm trying to find a loophole for like eating like crab and lobster. You get the maximum meat out of it.
That is the most annoying fucking thing in the world.
You get the little skinny legs. I'm like, I know you're in there, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you think there's gonna be extra meat, but then it's like half of the meat is that little see-through clear.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't even know what that's called. It's not even like a tendon. It's tough. It's
what people mess up, and this is us being Asians now. You know when you open the crab and you get the crab and it's like there's the eggs and like the green stuff in it.
Oh, and the brain, like the brain shit.
And I'm like, that's good shit. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in restaurants. I want to go to people's like, you can give that to me. Here.
Yeah, because what is that? Protein. That's nutrition
it's
too.
Good protein. It's super good protein. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any organ, basically.
You know what you do? You mix that with some scrambled eggs, bro.
I bet it'll be good.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a delicacy too. Like the top chefs, they know you make. You can make that shit taste.
You can have Gordon Ramsay comes like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What are you fucking? You
fucking donkey.
You fucking idiot.
You donkey.
You fucking donkey.
Take away your Michelin star.
Yeah. Goddamn. I just realized that on my camera, I forgot to delete some of the memory. So I'm just waiting for it to just shut off. And then I have to restart it. And then I have to delete.
Food trip right now. We're going
I definitely have to delete some of the previous videos before we continue. I mean, we're still continuing right now, but you know.
But see, everything is jiu-jitsu today because even then, everything is about angles and timing. Like everything for me, I put it into jiu-jitsu perspective.
I mean,
I live my life that way. Like I rationalize everything through jiu-jitsu pretty much.
Give me an example.
Like let's say we're talking, I'm observing your body language, and I feel you're getting hyped up, so I'll calm you down. Use verbal jiu-jitsu to calm you down. Or let's say, you know, as a parent, let's say like your kid, you're calming your kid down, so you're kind of using jiu-jitsu in that sense of calming them down. Or they won't stop moving, so you have to hold them, so you're holding them certain ways. Like, yeah, I'm using jiu-jitsu on you right now.
I can see that because it makes you more aware of the other person, because it's all about that flow and
or even
feel and shit, right?
Changing a baby, the way you're moving the legs, like I could pass your guard right now, but I'm going to change your diaper.
Right there. Ankle lock your little tiny ass.
Get the leverage.
Your little pig foot. You know what I mean? No, that's interesting because I think I talked to you about this before. I'm pretty sure I have.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do jiu-jitsu, so I wrestled in high school.
But you look like you do, though. You have a fighter look, bro.
I know. That's what my other friend said, too, who was on a podcast, because he does martial arts. And I do badly want to do it. I do.
Yeah, bro. And jiu-jitsu is a martial art. You're never too old to start. People have started in their 40s.
I just don't want to get hit in the eye.
Well, it's not a striking art. I mean, you know, rolling, grappling, our limbs are flying everywhere. Maybe an elbow or knee will occasionally. Especially when I play guard, sometimes I actually did that yesterday, clipping some of my teammates in the face with my knee by accident.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, it happens, but it's not common, but it happens once in a while. But that's part of it too, you know.
Is it pretty rare, you would say?
I mean, yeah.
Like the eyeball?
Occasionally, you know. Maybe a finger in the eye every once in a while.
Oh, shit, yeah.
No, but it's rare. Everybody knows what they're doing, and especially the high belts. There's different belt levels in jiu-jitsu. Like for adults, you get white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, and then black belt. And that's another thing that separates Brazilian jiu-jitsu from other martial arts is we actually have few belts. We don't have a lot of belts compared to other martial arts, but each belt takes years of dedication to get to. And I can tell you, like each belt I've had is like literally blood, sweat, and tears. For each belt I got, it's literally a story of blood, sweat, and tears in it.
Yeah, you're fucking pinky, man. And in your shoulders too. Like dude, you tearing your shoulders.
I partially tore this rotator cuff. Completely my fault. Very stubborn.
You didn't want to tap?
Oh no, it wasn't even that, bro. It wasn't even that. I went to a seminar in San Diego for one of our like superstar black belts on my team. And at that moment, I was running with my friends who was a lower belt. And I tend to have a habit when I'm running with my friends or lower belts in general. Like, if they're getting something, I don't mind if they finish it. So it's kind of a term of leave your ego at the door. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been practicing that since like purple belt up. When they're running with white, blue belts, let them finish you, man. Let them finish you. If they're really working for the technique and it's there, let them get the submission, you know? Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as like a bad tap out. You know, and especially in this day and age, this young generation of blue belts are like 16 years old, 15, 17. They are killers.
They're good, huh?
Young, savage. We've got some blue belt teenagers in my academy who are little savage killers. Like if they get on your back, it is a legit pain in the ass to get them off you. And they can, if I slip, they can actually catch me. If I don't pay attention, they can actually catch me.
It's probably because they're so young, they're absorbing everything so easily, right?
They started like 7, 8 years old now. Even as young as 4 years old, you can already get started. So think about that. By the time you're 16, you already have over 10 years. You already have, like, there's blue belt, pro belt kids who already have black belt years in their training.
That's crazy.
They already have black belt knowledge, and they already have a black belt skill set.
Yeah.
It's just technically their age is why they're a blue belt or a purple at that time.
Yeah, that's why you bring up an important point about checking your ego at the door, because as people get older, we think that we can fuck people up just by our age, and that's the dumbest thing in the fucking world.
Even not jiu-jitsu, you get a 20-year-old Division I college wrestler in front of you, you're fucked.
Dog, wrestlers are no joke, man. Even in high school, like when I wrestled, dog, I got I wasn't the best wrestler, but I got fucked up. But like even then, even as like a shit wrestler, against the average person, they can't really take me down.
Wrestling is extremely efficient. So you pick up someone and you slam them on their back on the cement. That's it already.
They'll game over.
Out. Game over. Or get paralyzed, or it's gonna be bad either way.
Like just simply knowing how to sprawl.
Oh yeah,
sprawl efficiently. That'll save you from so many fucking things, you know.
Oh yeah, even here, someone tries to take you down. You sprawl on behind their back, and their head hits the cement. That in itself is already game over.
Oh yeah, I mean
at that point.
That actually in a match in high school, somebody picked me up and slammed me on my head, and I blacked out. And I was like, oh, fuck. And that was on a cushioned floor.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so imagine it being concrete. Like, fuck, that would have fucked my shit up.
Permanent.
Man.
That probably would have been something permanent.
Yeah. Who knows, man? Like, I'm like,
yeah. And wrestlers, I'm not going to lie, wrestling is actually more intense than jiu-jitsu in terms of the training. And wrestlers have a very killer mindset, intense, nonstop mindset. And
it's being a bull.
Oh, they're literally bulls. Yeah. I've grappled with wrestlers, and they're not submitting me, but Jesus Christ, are they pushing an intense pace that will literally exhaust you? It will exhaust. Oh, Khabib.
I mean, did you see the?
Oh yeah.
Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
Dog. Yeah. The amount. I got goosebumps.
And even with Conor, I mean, that hurt to watch because he's a McGregor.
Yeah. I like Conor too. Yeah.
I gotta tell, Conor messed up because he underestimated him. So Khabib's a special person too. He's a very special. He's specimen.
On a whole nother level. That killer instinct we were talking about off camera about the Gracies. Like when you were around Hickson. You felt his presence. Yeah.
Oh, his presence. I've been blessed when I came back here from the Philippines in 2008. I've met quite a bit of the Gracies. Great people, extremely friendly, extremely humble. Very, very humble. But they have an aura about them. Like you feel that energy, especially when you're talking about like Hoyler, Hickson, Hoist, the frontline fighters who preserve the legacy. They don't have to talk. You look at them and you know, like, okay.
Like right away, you know what the fuck is up.
Yeah. Now I'm fucking with you, bro.
Yeah.
It's just that look that permeates. It's very like sees right through you. Especially I'd say Hickson the most. There's a very special energy about that man. Very special energy. It's very intense. Like
pure, right? Very extremely pure.
Yeah. Very pure.
There is no ego because he's proven himself so much.
There's no lying. What he tells you is what's in his heart.
It's raw.
And like pretty much you put him in a room of alphas, he is a silverback for sure. For absolute sure. That's the silverback right there. That's the silverback of jiu-jitsu. Hickson is I was telling you earlier, Hickson is our living standard of jiu-jitsu efficiency. He's our living hero. He's our Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, all put into one person. Like he's the one. He's the one. And and I'm such a jiu-jitsu nerd, bro. I could tell you everything on the history and like every person and what they've done, how they contributed. I can tell you the team's histories, how they became that team and where they came from.
You know about the there's a jiu-jitsu spot on Sepulveda and Western. It's like Tsunami or something.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The owner's a friend of mine, John Nuano.
Yeah, because they've been they were one of the forefront frontier people of California jiu-jitsu. No.
Well, I could tell you about that because John Nuano's a friend of mine. Actually,
is he the kind of Filipino looking guy?
He's Filipino.
Oh, he's Filipino.
So you could say he's one of like the Filipino double OGs.
Okay.
Next to my sensei Alvin Aguilar, you could say John Nuano is one of the Filipino OGs of jiu-jitsu. My sensei Alvin Aguilar in the Philippines, who I started with, he's the first homegrown Filipino black belt. So first homegrown, yeah.
And
he created
Motherland.
Oh yeah. So first homegrown, he's the one who created the whole jiu-jitsu MMA scene there. And then John Nuano played a part also in jiu-jitsu in the Philippines because one of the original teams was under him during that time frame at that point in time. But John Nuano is one of the historical figures of jiu-jitsu on the West Coast, actually. He's one of the original guys here. Grandmaster Carlson Gracie Sr., when he was alive, when he moved to California to open his academy here from Brazil, John Nuano was his first student. Yeah.
Ever?
That was his first student here.
Fuck.
So he goes way back. He goes, very nice guy and humble guy too. He fucked me up in New Road last time too. Very strong. He's stronger than he looks. He is way stronger than he looks.
There's so many people that are stronger than they look.
Oh,
Every time, dude.
My sensei too, Brian Mendez. My God, he's a monster. He is a savage. Oh yeah, and then about John Nuano, like he's one of the pioneers of jiu-jitsu here. And then I've been blessed in my journey to have great instructors that not just grew my jiu-jitsu skills, but grew me as a man, grew me in life, like not just jiu-jitsu skills wise, but just, you know, life skills, just life outlook, mentors, like my first instructor, Alvin Aguilar. You know, I keep going back to him. He's not just my first jiu-jitsu instructor, he's one of my life mentors. He helped mold me into the man I am. And we're also part of the same fraternity in the Philippines, so we had that bond right away when I started training with him. And, you know, later on when I came back to the Philippines, I came back to America from the Philippines in August 2008. And, you know, I started training at Carson with Professor Marcelo Cavalcanti. And he was a black belt under Higa Machado. And, you know, that was a good relationship. I learned a lot from him, learned a lot of skills from him as well. And during that time period, I went with my sensei Alvin Aguilar when he would visit here to San Diego, where the Hibero brothers were, Saulo and Shanji Hibero. And from there, when he came back to the Philippines, he became Hibero Jiu-Jitsu Philippines. But my first exposure to Saulo and Shanji always stuck with me, because these are like the most accomplished brother duo in Jiu-Jitsu history. They're living legends. And their style always permeated with me. I always go to San Diego when I get a chance to learn from them. And within, I think, 2013, Shanji Hibero moved to Los Angeles to try to, you know, open up his own thing and, you know, try to spread his wings a little. And when he moved to Los Angeles, man, my gut burned. I was like, he's here. I got to go. I got to train with him. This is the one who's going to evolve me even further. So I met with him. Alvin talked to him on my behalf too. I was like, yeah, one of my guys is there. He wants to come train with you. And it was incredible. Like, Shanji just completely turned my jiu-jitsu around. He's one of the greatest legends of all time. Like, there's levels to this. Yeah. And he's one of the levels to this. And he's amazing. I learned so much from him. And then about a year, give or take, he had to go back to Brazil for personal reasons for a while. And so during that time period, I kind of fell into limbo. Like, you know the term Ronin?
Yeah,
like the master of the samurai.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much a Ronin for that time frame for about, I think, almost 2 years.
Like the lone warrior, no set home base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I had my flag, I just didn't have a place to go to for it. And I was a pro belt at that time. And I was very proud of my purple belt journey, because honestly, anybody who loved jiu-jitsu less or less committed to martial arts or the martial spirit would have quit from that. Like, I went through a journey that a lot of people would have quit trying to walk. That I'm proud to say that it really tested my commitment to martial arts and to the team I chose to stay committed to staying on that team. Because once Shanji went back to Brazil, like, I was so like, I love being on this team. I will not change flags. Because I had to leave my prior academy going to him, and that was kind of like going through a divorce.
Damn, it was
kind of like going through a divorce. You know, it was kind of like the same emotions a little bit, and the same talks too.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
It was like, this is great, but you know, just times changed.
I mean, loyalty is a big deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is a big deal, and I definitely believe in it. But you also have to do what's right. Like,
to grow.
When you know this is who you have to be with to evolve your game, you got to go with what's best, you know.
Yeah, because that loyalty can also hold you back.
It can hold you back
too. Yeah,
it can hold you back, you know, because, you know, a lot of these great businessmen, a lot of the great people who've accomplished many things, they had to make tough decisions to get to that point. So that was my tough decision at the time. But then, yeah, when Johnny went back to Brazil, about 2 years, about almost 2 years, I was a Ronin. I called myself a Hibero Ronin at the time. We were Hibero Jiu-Jitsu. And I still competed under the flag. He let me. I just didn't have anywhere to really go. Oh, yeah. Like, I had to, and I was working in Orange County at that time in Irvine. And the closest Hibero Academy at that time period was in Oceanside. I've actually done that a few times, from work, go to Oceanside, train, and go home.
How many miles would that be for you to drive?
A lot.
A lot?
I don't know exactly, but it was a lot.
A lot of miles.
I love my Honda Accord.
Oh, yeah.
Honda.
Hey, man, people shit on, like, you got to get the muscle car. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
No, fuck the muscle car.
Toyota Camry, Civics, Accord. Come on.
If I had a muscle car, a big truck with the gas I would have paid during that time period, hell no.
Yeah, you would have been on the streets.
Jesus Christ.
You'd be on a car, sleeping on a
I'd be going to my
dog's
like, we're just going to have crackers for dinner tonight. Is that okay?
Crackers with a little bit of salt on it.
Yeah.
Sugar if you want dessert.
Here's half a piece of bread. You can have the other half tomorrow. You get one slice of cheese.
That's what I love about the jiu-jitsu mentality, and
it's unwavering.
Dudes that do jiu-jitsu
you don't quit.
Yeah, you don't quit, and you're always seeking growth, which is extremely important as men. Which is why men that don't seek growth and actually actively, intentionally put themselves in the positions where they can grow, they turn into little bitches.
They do turn to bitches. They turn to soy boys. They turn to what's become acceptable today. They want to be accepted. We touched on this when we had lunch with our good friend John. We touched very well into this, actually.
We did.
It's become acceptable to be feminine. And nothing against men who are feminine, just to get me, not to get that.
Yeah, everybody has different energies. You could be feminine energy, masculine energy,
Prince,
but know your place.
Knowing your place, knowing yourself. Prince was an extremely feminine man, but he was also an extremely masculine man at the same time. He somehow managed to have that balance.
Yeah, he's kind of an anomaly.
He was kind of the exception to the rule, but it's become acceptable to kind of not grow yourself as a man, to kind of accept the norm of what society, what women want to tell you a man is. It's like, no, nature has a role for what men are. Yeah, and that's not negotiable.
So for me, I feel like if certain guys wanna, however they want to identify, fine, wear your dresses, do all that.
What you do in your private time, but more power to you. But
if you are, if you identify as a man and you are, you have that potential for that masculine energy.
Absolutely.
That's where you need to own it and accept it, right?
You have to train. I mean,
exactly. There's no other fucking way. You have to put yourself into positions where you're going to face adversity.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's just within yourself. You are your own worst enemy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So if you're one of those guys, that's who we're talking about right now, right? So like everybody else, no offense.
No offense. I mean, what you do, you're adults, whatever makes you happy, more power to you. I never judge people.
So we're not
more
talking
power,
about,
more power.
We're talking about
like
a specific group of people and growing in that area. So now that we cleared that up,
just so I don't judge people's lifestyles, whatever you're happy with.
And you don't. You have friends. I know you. Yeah. I just had to clarify because people may be uncertain at times, but now you guys know. Now you guys fucking know.
You hurt my feelings, man.
But I absolutely agree with that, and that's something I've come to terms with recently because, I know that masculine energy was always in me, but I was afraid of unleashing it and unlocking it, which is why in wrestling I didn't do well because I was afraid of myself. I was afraid of that power. And now I'm owning it, and the more I own it, and I'm still working on it.
Oh, it's a lifetime, bro. You're never gonna, even Janji, as evolved of a man as he is, and even his skill set, he's still learning new things. Just when I last saw him, I was like, I'm working on this new detail. I like it. I just found and he's accomplished everything a jiu-jitsu competitor can accomplish at a black belt. He's one of the greatest of all time. He's still going into the toolbox to refine things that he's already mastered,
which is why he's a master.
And he grows as a man constantly. He's constantly growing. He's always evolving his mentality. So and I love being around men like that because that rubs off on you. Like, show me who you hang out with, and I'll show you who you are.
That's true. That's true. But also, what I've been learning because now I'm 31, and I'm seeing more and more.
I like
a
to
lot
be
of people
again.
I can't. You're 38, right?
You're just starting. I'm almost done, bro.
Shut the fuck. You're young as fuck. You're fucking young. Come on, man. You're young. You're in great shape.
Well, thank you. I mean, yeah. So I've been blessed with that. My parents, my genes. So people think I'm in my 20s, and I'm like, cool, thank you. I would like to be in my 20s again, but thank you.
My joints don't really feel that.
Yeah. When I wake up in the morning, I can hear the crack, snap, or pop. But yeah.
And we're not talking about cereal either.
Yeah.
But with the I'm finding out that I just can't relate to a lot of guys anymore that I was friends with because a lot of them also don't really like the fact that I've been changing and I am changing.
Well, you have to change.
So 90% of my guy friends are just out of my life because they don't like.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
And they have crab mentality. Because they don't want to adapt, they don't want to grow as men, right? They don't want to face,
and that will kill your life.
Yeah. They're not. They weren't happy for me, and I saw it, on their face, and
those aren't true brothers or friends either. So
exactly. Because if they're actually your friend and they're working on themselves, then they're just like, fuck yeah, hell yeah.
And like, what can I do to help you? Like.
Yeah, or at least just like root for you, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just like, that's cool, man. Yeah. Okay.
Or it's, I can't do anything to help you, but I'm happy to see what you're doing. Keep it up. Yeah. Like emotional support,
And I have friends like that too. Like they don't have to do crazy shit. They don't have to be like an entrepreneur or whatever. But like,
But just
they're comfortable with themselves and they're growing themselves to where they don't feel threatened by you. Because it's not so much that they're threatened by you. They're threatened by the fact that
it's kind of like you resonate the growth that they're not doing.
Exactly. The mirror of truth.
It's the mirror of truth. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's why I fuck with dudes that do jiu-jitsu and specifically jiu-jitsu.
It's an everyday mirror.
I get along with them specifically because they're always like in that mindset and they're always easygoing. They don't feel like they have to prove anything because you're getting humbled every single session. You get tapped out, you know, oh, there's somebody who could fucking destroy me. But then everybody else that doesn't do martial arts, they don't get humbled on a daily basis. So the longer you go without being humbled by somebody who can alpha you and fuck you up, the more you think you're the shit. You
get a false sense of security, that false ego. And it shows. That's why I don't really go to bars or clubs anymore for so long now. I get tired of seeing that shit. And then they see me and then they see the cauliflower ears and the next thing I know, they're trying to size me up. Like, bro, just stop, please.
Yeah. Okay, he has the ears, but I'm like, I'm 50 pounds heavier and I'm 6'5".
And then now I got these on me so that even just more possibly provokes somebody. So
it's like, fuck with me, right?
It's like, fuck your jiu-jitsu tattoo. What? I got you.
Yeah, because they're threatened. They're threatened because they're not comfortable with their own selves. They always feel like they have to compare themselves to the next man to make themselves feel they are masculine, right?
Those that bark the loudest bite the weakest, you could say.
Absolutely.
In a sense, like I think you even said that when we first hung out with John. Like because I'm a pretty laid back guy. Like I don't really talk loud or anything, and you're just like. I think you're a martial artist, aren't you? You said something like along the lines, are you a martial artist? Like, yeah.
Yeah, because you had the vibe of just like kind of calmness.
Just calm.
Because I can
enjoy people's company.
Yeah, because you can tell. We can tell when somebody's trying to prove themselves to you. Or they're sizing yourself up, themselves up with you the whole time. You know, because I know this because I used to do that when I was insecure.
As a teenager?
When I was super insecure.
Huge, yeah.
Like, I'd be like, no, there's got to be something wrong with him. Okay, he does jiu-jitsu, he's got cool tattoos, and he's like, you know, like badass like that, but I bet something's wrong with him. Like, I'd be looking for that just to make myself feel better instead of me looking at how can I be inspired by this person and see what I can do to improve myself.
Like, what's my angle of attack to put him down in some way? Like,
One, like whether like a passive aggressive comment, like, dude, I get that all the fucking time.
And that's become acceptable today, and that's become acceptable amongst men. It's like, no, men aren't. If you're passive aggressive, you're a bitch. Yeah. That's just raw. Just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Men aren't passive aggressive. Men are direct. Just say it as it is. That doesn't mean it has to be a confrontation or aggressive, of course, but just say it directly, bro. This is what's on my mind. This is what I feel about it. Let's talk about it. You know, and that's how you de-escalate a lot of situations too, actually. Because that's how situations escalate, is two egos collide, and now one feels he has to be hard, now the other feels he has to be harder because now he's being hard.
Yeah.
And then blah, 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 and then here we go.
Lack of honesty and transparency.
That's completely the big thing today.
People get killed over that.
Oh, yeah. Just even today, you stare at somebody the wrong way, and, you know, that could turn into something.
And they feel like they have something to prove. Yeah. It's like, well, if you weren't so insecure, you'd realize... Sometimes we just look.
Yeah.
we're just
maybe
looking.
There's just something behind me and I happen to be there in the line of sight.
Or maybe I'm spacing out. Because I can't tell you how many times I looked in a direction, spaced out, and all of a sudden like I like snap back into what I'm looking at, and I'm making direct eye contact with somebody. And I'm like, oh, oops. I'm completely spacing out. Not paying attention. And then I have a resting asshole face. So then I look like I'm, dogging on them, or I look like a
He's
pervert.
crossing the street.
Yeah. And like, what the
man,
this guy? Like, why?
They want to take a picture of me or something? Like, what?
Yeah, he's like,
what are we doing here?
Fucking weirdo. And I'm just like, no, I'm just.
Oh yeah, but it's so humbling. Jiu-jitsu humbles you. Like another great thing is you can't lie in jiu-jitsu. It's one of the greatest truth factors. Your appearance doesn't mean anything. The way you try to front doesn't mean anything, because once you get on those mats, you're going to be revealed for who you are. If you're a fighter, it's going to show. If you're complacent, it's going to show. And the thing is, jiu-jitsu will mold you. So even if you come in, and we see this happen a lot, people come in the academy, they're shy, no self-esteem, they can't even look you in the eye, then give them a few months. It's like a complete turnaround. They grew such confidence, and you can see in their eyes, they can walk up to you, make direct eye contact with confidence. It's really a beautiful thing to see that happen. You see girls, young ladies coming in who are, scared. They don't know how to protect themselves. And then you see them a few months later, like they could twist your arms into a pretzel if you grab them. And it's great to empower them with that ability to protect themselves. And jiu-jitsu is, especially for women, young girls, it's a great tool of self-protection for them, for self-defense, because it deals with close quarters and grabbing and putting your body into angles that'll break your arm or something. So it's really efficient for women for self-defense. It's really one of the best ones for them. So I really highly recommend that for women, for kids, self-defense. It's really, really, really good for them.
So when, let's say somebody wants to do jiu-jitsu and then they have some kind of pre-existing condition or some kind of ailment or something like a specific weakness, like on a knee or like or a shoulder or something. When you go into an academy, is that a thing that people will be aware of and try to accommodate for?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you can still grow a lot from that.
Oh yeah,
even with that.
Oh yeah, there's people in wheelchairs who do jiu-jitsu.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like fucking, they can't move their legs.
They can't move their legs, but if you try to grab them, they're gonna break your wrist off.
Oh, so wow.
Yeah. There's I've heard, I've never seen them yet, but I've heard there's blind black belts. No vision.
Oh, that's some Daredevil shit though. I bet they're really good because they know completely by
feel. To
feel.
roll with them. That's like some little daredevils. Like as soon as you grab, it's like, I already know what you're gonna do.
Yeah. What is it like? Is it Zatoichi, the blind samurai, or something?
I think so.
Is that his name? I forgot his name. But you know what I'm talking about.
I know Daredevil though.
Yeah.
But I can just imagine that Matrix power of they don't have to worry about seeing anything or hearing anything, but as soon as you can touch them, they have such intuition and sensitivity.
They can tell. Yeah.
Like your pinky moved this way, so therefore I'm gonna move your arm in this direction.
Yeah, that's crazy. They go like echo.
Yeah.
Echolocation.
Yeah, literally.
Dude, you never know, man. These fucking people.
Like dolphins and autism. Kids with autism, jiu-jitsu is great for them too, because it helps them with their focus. Because autistic kids tend to be very musically, artistically inclined or intuitive. So jiu-jitsu is also a great way for kids with autism as well. You see kids very good at jiu-jitsu with autism or some kind of Down syndrome. I've seen matches, kids with Down syndrome competing. They're doing good.
Really?
They're moving really well. Yeah, so it's really helped. It helps because I have ADD. It's pretty easy to see that, but it helped me with my ADD a lot. And then as a kid, martial arts in general helped me with my ADHD at the time. And it helps you focus. It brings out your character. Like you could front you're tough all you want, but then when someone gets you in a position where you can't breathe or move and you're literally stuck at their mercy, that goes out the window pretty quick.
Yeah.
Or you see guys coming with douchey attitudes. They think they're tough shit, and then a girl that's 140 pounds chokes them out. So you see that.
That's what I love about it, man, and that's why when I saw you last time, I brought up how Jiu-Jitsu mentality helped me with stand-up comedy. Like, because I watched a lot of Anthony Bourdain talking about how Jiu-Jitsu taught him,
great, man.
And I just really enjoy listening to guys that do Jiu-Jitsu that are veterans of it talk about the mentality, and so the way I would do it for stand-up comedy was. It's the same thing when you're talking about you can act tough, you can act like you're the shit, you probably could have been doing it for years, but you'll still be revealed when you actually are in that position where you are getting tapped out. For instance, for stand-up, if you're bombing and they're not laughing.
I can imagine that, man.
Yeah, right. How do you deal with that? I saw a lot of comedians when I was starting.
I don't think I could deal with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was a very tough thing, man. Like every day I was getting literally tapped out every fucking day. There were, every day it was like months of me not really being able to put
submit the joke.
Yeah, exactly, right. So I was always getting tapped out, but I knew that jiu-jitsu wise, every time you get tapped out, you're learning why you got tapped out. What you could have done slightly differently. And every time, you may be getting tapped out again and again and again, but if it's taking you longer to get tapped out, that's a success.
That's a success.
Right.
And I get those small successes like black belts I'm rolling with now that I rolled with as a brown belt just months ago, who were tapping me left and right are now having a much harder time to do that.
They're struggling.
And there's some cases where I'm going through whole rounds with them now without being submitted, which is a victory in itself for me.
Absolutely.
Compared to months ago when, I'll still get smashed by them, but it's not as hard as it used to be. Yeah. There's one black belt that visits, good friend of the academy, good friend of ours, and I'm able to go through rounds with him now and not get submitted here and there. But I can do a round and not get submitted, and that's a victory. That's small victories, and then you build on that.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is constantly building small victory after small victory. So, and just tap. When you're training to improve. So don't be afraid to not tap. And even as a high belt, I don't care. If a purple belt or blue belt, or especially if I'm trying to work on something and they happen to catch an opening, now that tells me where the opening is and I have to improve on that. And then that gives them a nice boost like, yes, I got the submission. Now, of course, if you're training for a tournament or a big title, you want to take that up a notch and not be as, not as open to being tapped anymore as much as possible. And even in tournaments, of course, that's a different scenario, especially if you want that championship, you're in the finals for like a Rhodes Mondials or Rhodes Masters gold, then of course you're going to be very resistant to tapping if you don't have to, or, maybe even let it break a little bit if you have to get that gold.
Damn.
It's happened. One bit of jiu-jitsu history, fighter called Jacare Souza, who is a savage. And his final with Roger Gracie, who is arguably the greatest gi competitor of all time, easily one of the top three. In their finals way back in Brazil, Roger Gracie actually got Jacare's arm in armbar, and he broke it. He actually broke it.
At which point? Where? Like forearm?
Right here.
Oh, the elbow joint?
So he got him in an armbar. Jacare went and tapped, so it broke. But Jacare was ahead on points, and he knew he was ahead on points. Yeah. So he knew if he tapped, he loses, of course. So he's like, no, break my arm. I'm not going to tap. I want this gold. So he let his arm break. And then for I think the next 2-3 minutes of that match, he was standing up doing grips with his arm.
That's fucking crazy.
Dangling, and then he got gold. But when you're at their level, this is their life. That's a different
amazing.
Scenario.
That's fucking amazing.
I mean, as much as I like to compete and I would try to put myself on the line, I still have to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I could go that far in a tournament, because I work. So this isn't what I do full time. In their case, that's their career.
Yeah.
So
and then you have to deal with the payments.
The payments of that, yeah.
Yeah. So real life repercussions with this.
Yeah. First, people have to work and not do this full time.
Yeah. And I feel like a big part of jiu-jitsu too, I would imagine, is that getting tapped out and just accepting, hey, it's what it is, and being positive of what can I learn from this versus
it's a learning experience.
Versus
every
like,
time.
oh fuck, it's like because I bet it's got to be so easy to just try to blame, like no, I just feel fucking.
And that goes to just a great life philosophy. The time you really lose is the time you don't learn from it. And that goes like jiu-jitsu, but that's just everything in life. If you don't learn from that mistake or that incident, then you're just going to repeat it again and not learn. It's just going to happen over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's accountability.
So with the tap, you learn from that tap, and next thing you know, maybe that guy can't tap you with that specific submission anymore because now you learned how to defend it. So it's still a learning experience. And then, no matter how bad you are, there's always someone badder. So maybe say you are someone dominating competitions, dominating this and that, but there's always, and that's the beautiful thing in jiu-jitsu or just fighting in general, there's always somebody who's got your ticket. Yeah. You're never, there's always someone who's going to come along that's got you, that's going to get you. There's always someone badder. So just enjoy the journey. Don't worry about being the baddest or being the toughest, because there's always going to be somebody out there who's better. Maybe even somebody who doesn't have martial arts skills, but they just don't give a shit. And they're just tough.
Yeah.
They're just tough on life, and they, just that in itself, they could have your number on that. So, and that's another thing that in fighting, and I'm sure your good friend I think I saw you had a UFC, your friend's a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has.
Marquez.
He probably has a lot of very similar things he shared, or very similar mentalities as well. Like, even if someone's not really martial arts trained or fighting trained per se, but they just don't, they just have that attitude, like, I don't give a fuck. That's a very dangerous person already, with or without fighting skills. They had
because they're willing to do anything. They don't care. Yeah, they don't care.
And if I go down and your PCU is going down with me, that in itself is already a danger.
Yeah.
So even if you're a black belt or black belt in several styles, whatever, realistically, a good chance the part of you is going to go down with them, even if you survive that moment.
And going back to the being humble thing.
Oh yeah.
There's a joy in that. There's a relief and release of feeling like you're somebody that you're really not. It feels good. And that's why, with stand-up, I haven't done fucking shit.
I like your clips are funny, bro. You were cracking me up on a lot of those stand-up clips.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh, my God, man. Like, I told you before, sometimes if I'm having a bad day or stress, I'll actually go watch your clips to get a good laugh and just kind of lighten up.
No, I appreciate that, man. And, the whole thing with that is this. It would humble me every time, because you can blame the people, you can blame anybody,
the audience or whatever,
or even just
one heckler,
or even just the other comedians. Because a lot of times you're performing in front of the other comedians, and they're not really like audience, because they see it all the time. They're jaded. But how can I let go of my ego and just fucking be there and not get shook and put my fucking foot down and be a statue and a rock, right? So that's what it taught me in terms of energy and to be unfazed, because it was easy for me to blame them. I'm like, oh, they're not fucking laughing. That's because they don't like me and all this shit. But over time, I was like, you know what? Like, I just learned to not give a fuck, and like, I'm here, and that was me finally like destroying. Well, not destroying, but really smashing the ego to where it was more of a pure energy of who I am, which led to confidence, which led to them paying attention more, because they are watching you, and they can know, just like how Hickson and any other like they
could tell you're not confident.
Your energy, exactly.
Maybe they would laugh, but you didn't come off confident enough in the jokes.
They can see your insecurity in your little tiny movements, little like facial expressions, little with like your voice, maybe like one little tremor.
Body language is very powerful.
Yeah, right. It's everything. That's a true.
Before you actually open your mouth, your body language, your face will actually already tell the message.
Yeah,
before you start.
You can tell motherfuckers lying.
Oh yeah,
based off their body, like, hey man, I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
I just can't look at you while I say this right now, but I'm telling the truth, bro.
Yeah, it's like fuck you goddamn liar. But yeah, man, that's
why your eyes are like a bug right now.
That's what that fucking taught me. It taught me how to get humbled and get used to that, and to realize, dude, you are not the fucking shit, man. You can think you're the shit. You can say, oh, I'm better looking than this guy, so I'm gonna be funnier. No, you're not. No, you're fucking not.
Yeah, and even the greats correct him. Like my favorite, like Joe Coy and was a Gabriel Iglesias. Luffy. I'm still gonna watch them one day. Damn it, I haven't seen them yet, but
it'll happen.
Dude, I want to. Joe Coy and Gabriel Iglesias. That's a must for me.
Joe Coy is so good live. I haven't seen.
I got just like, you lucky. I was like,
five times.
Hey, you guys could stand next to each other too. It's like, bald Asian.
Yeah, now we could. He's gonna be like, hey, you're bald. So last time I saw shows and stuff, I had hair. So
you're bald and you're Asian, bro.
That's the thing. That's what the thing about being, bald. Why shave my head? But basically bald is that it unifies. Bald connection. You know what I mean?
It's a fraternity in itself.
It is.
It's a brotherhood.
It really is. There's not a whole lot of us.
The bald brotherhood.
Yeah.
I shaved my head for a while too. Then I grew it back. But yeah. But yeah, the bald brotherhood. Let's make it a t-shirt.
The BB.
The BB. What's up, BB?
Yeah, BB. What's up, BB? It's like,
but I think too, like, even those guys at their level, like, you could say they're probably Hicksons and Hoises, and they're right in that realm.
100%.
A comedy. And I'm sure they evolve their jokes and they evolve their fortes, even though they literally sell out stadiums of thousands and thousands of people. And I've tried to watch them, but it's like, even 3 months ahead of checking tickets, they're sold out already.
Yeah.
I tried to watch Joe Kid so many times, like years ago in Irvine, trying to watch this show there. And this was like way back, bro, years ago. Mm-hmm. We checked 4 months ahead. It's sold out. And this was way back. This was not even recent. This is years ago.
That's great.
And he was already selling out months ahead. Now it's like, they probably like, I'll be here at this time next year.
Yeah. Because those, 3 Netflix specials now?
Yeah.
Dude, that just...
I can relate to Joe Coy's jokes so personally because we're both white Filipino.
Yeah, that's right. His dad is.
So
white.
I relate to his jokes on a completely personal level. Like, that's my family. That I got a teeth like that. Yep, my mom talks like that. That's my mom. Yep.
And your dad too.
Yeah, Filipino moms will fuck with you, bro. Like, if you lose something, they will rub it in your face. They won't help you find it. They will rub it in your face. Like, oh, you lost your keys again, Joseph. Huh? You want to see my keys? They're right here, Joseph.
So they like teasing.
My mom will do that. She would do that. If I lost my keys, she's like, haha, you lost your keys again. Where's my keys? They're right here.
Yeah, my mom will be like, my mom will be like, fucking like, oh, where? Maybe she'll look around like she lost it, you know? Yeah, but maybe that's what made me fucking pretty soft for a long time. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna, like, I was a fucking pussy for like the longest time. You know what I mean?
It's growing phases, you know.
Yeah.
I've always been into sports and fighting growing up, but I had phases too. I mean, I was a big asshole as a teenager. I was very aggressive as a teenager. I was an asshole.
Like how?
I was an asshole teen. Like, if you looked at me, I didn't like it, I would just confront you on it.
Just like face to face?
I was one of those dickheads. If you looked at me, I didn't like it, I'm going to confront you.
Would you go by a certain amount of seconds? Like, oh, it's 3 or 2 seconds too long?
Like, the 3 to 5 second was like, what you looking at, bro? You got a problem?
How many times when you would do that would it actually turn into a physical altercation?
Thankfully, a lot of it de-escalated. I can now look back and say I've been in far fewer fights than what actually happened. A lot of it got de-escalated once you talk, or the other person just wouldn't do anything. So, that happens. But yeah, and a lot of times, like, it's friends. You're helping friends out, things like that, and backing them up per se.
I hear it. There's a lot about this,
especially in Manila during my time there.
I hear that.
Yeah. You get calls.
There's a lot of like fucking like maybe not like actual gang war, but like you have your homies in your group, right? And you got fucking fight all the time, right?
And then you got this group you're not getting along with, and then shit happens. But yeah, And a lot of times it turns into just backing up friends and your own problems. And I guess we're like, can you guys just like calm down this month? Yeah.
So going back to the guys that
let's take a moment.
Yeah. Going back to the guys that test you and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. How often does that happen now?
It hasn't. Usually kind of back in the days, and I think back in the days when it happened to me, to take my own self-accountability, I kind of put myself in those spots too, because the way I would carry myself during those days. Even though I'm a lifelong martial artist, I had my phases where, I kind of carried myself in a little bit of a cocky way before. And so I kind of brought some of those scenarios onto myself as well. So you get the asshole who size you up, say, all right, let me test this guy. Yeah. So, but now, I just be very humble, very friendly. So people are kind of like, well, he's a friendly guy anyways. So what? Yeah. So I feel if you carry yourself in a nice manner, large majority of the time, people are just going to leave you alone just because you present yourself respectively. So they're going to naturally respect that as well. Even some angry person or some hardened gangster or whatever, if you carry yourself respectfully around them and you're showing respect, then they'll be like, well, he's respected me, so why am I having a reason to mess with the guy?
That's true. That's true, because for me, when I do that, where I try to show respect to everybody and just be cool. Like I'm not gonna try to act like a badass when when I'm not. There's no point to do that. Yeah. And I feel like, especially whether you're a martial artist or you're a gangster or anybody who
disrespect
has to also look at people's body language and personality, especially gangsters, right? Like they have to know their life is on the line. Based on
unfortunately, in that lifestyle, like anything can happen any second. Like any car that passes by, it could be somebody wanting to shoot you. So like they kind of master that art of body language and intentions.
Yeah. So when I'm just there and I'm just like, yo, and I'll be like, or nah, I'm scared of that. Like I'm not afraid if I'm to say I'm afraid of something, or like I'm this or that, and they can tell the authenticity. So they're like, okay, I don't have to, like do some like fucking like, that shit. Then it's more of a natural, authentic, because I'm being authentic too, as much as I can,
Yeah. So just learning how to carry yourself and, carry yourself as a man. Men will respect men, regardless of what your lifestyle is as a man or life you're in as a man, whatever. Men will respect men, period, when you're respectable. When you carry yourself respectably and you talk respectively, just as men, we're going to naturally respect that. And then, that in itself would de-escalate a lot of things. That's what I learned over the years. So, yeah. I've come across that. Like, I've seen guys looking mad with a hard look, but then they look at me and we make eye contact, but it's like as men, respectfully. And then that in itself already is done. It's like, okay, man-to-man respect, cool.
Yeah,
go about it.
Just like the eye contact of, well, I'm not afraid of you, you're not afraid of me.
But,
is what it is.
It's cool.
Yeah, we don't got to prove nothing. Like,
okay. I think that's what it is too. And naturally as kids, as teenage boys in their 20s, you naturally have that piss and vinegar to want to prove yourself. I think if by that time you're in your 30s or even late 20s, 30s upwards, if you're still like that, that's like, you got to grow up, man. That's what we were talking about earlier, evolving, growing as a person. Because if you're still in your 30s acting that way, that's sad already. Like, what are you still proving at that point?
Yeah, you're just showing how insecure you are.
Yeah, it's very much. And that's part of why not growing as a man, or, it's as a person, if it's not growing as a person, it will kill you inside. It will kill your life, because what are you experiencing that's growing you to experience new things and evolve your life? That, for me, that's a form of death already. A form of living death is not evolving yourself as you get older, because then you just get stuck in the same place, and then what happens there? Nothing. It's like now you're just existing. You're not living anymore.
You're just a walking zombie.
Yeah, you're pretty much a zombie without trying to eat people. Hopefully,
because at least if you're eating people, you're accomplishing some kind of.
At least you're experiencing some flavor. Maybe you'll find some spices to add to the meat, and maybe then you'll be a new chef craze. And
at least you're being direct. You're like, okay, I'm gonna fucking eat you.
Yeah, you can appreciate zombies' honesty. You know what they're there for.
Yeah, he's like, you just motherfucker.
I want your brains.
I want to eat brains. I love zombie movies.
I have a bit of a zombie phobia, bro.
Oh, do you really?
I'm not full on zombie response team. Like, some people take that way too far.
Yeah.
Like, I actually saw I think it was National Geographic, they actually have zombie response teams. Like, these people are actually preparing for the zombie apocalypse. Like, they have the guns, they have their supplies, they have the spot in their house that's safe, they have vehicles. I'm like, that's a little bit farther.
So their vehicles are decked out.
Like, they have stickers that say zombie response team on. I've seen those stickers around here, actually. What? Yeah, like, they're actually prepared for it to actually happen. I'm like, that's actually very unrealistic. But what I will do, not going that far, but what I will do is if I see, like, especially Manila, like, you've been there, right? Not just,
I need to, dude.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely want to hit that up with you sometime. But like the house that had like big gates and everything, bars on the window, safety. And every time I see a house like that, and here too, I'm always thinking to myself, would I be safe in there if a horde of zombies came? I will size up buildings to assess if I'll be safe in them, if in case of a zombie horde.
But you know what? but thinking like that is actually going to prepare you for certain other situations.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's not a zombie thing.
No, it's maybe someone chasing you or a group of people.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you aware.
But I think of zombies first.
Zombies first. But for me, I feel like we're more likely to have a race war than that. Because
I think we've already gotten there a little bit. I think it looks like it de-escalated, I hope. But June was intense.
Yeah, it definitely.
I thought we were about to hit up a straight up race, civil, some
it
kind of.
It was getting crazy, man. The division between
war.
Everybody.
And what scares me, I mean, now this topic could go into a whole different rabbit hole for hours, but just to make it a very short one, because I can go deep on this one for hours. That's a purposeful division, though. Like, they want separatism. They don't want us united as a people, as Americans. Like, they want that black-white separation or brown-black separation, whatever, because when there's destruction, there's profit. So these riots in June were not by chance. That's a whole different topic, and people can agree to disagree on that. But all of this is not accidental. This is all pre-planned, keeping us separated so those in power can remain in power.
Absolutely.
If he had Eddie Bravo on right now, he would go super, super deep into that.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of how deep we get into it, the fact of the matter is, it is true.
Yeah.
Division does equal control, right? If there's too much, if there's chaos like that on that level, we can't, as a people, cannot see what's really going on, and we can't unite. Which, if we all united as a whole,
a united people is a threat to people in power. Period. Exactly. And that's not just America right now. That's history. Look at ancient Rome, ancient Greece. Look at history. What is it that the people in power feared? And up until now, they fear the same thing, people being united. Because the united people is a powerful force that can't be stopped. I mean, look at even the division amongst minorities, too. Oh, yeah.
Like with the coronavirus stuff and just everybody saying, it's Asians or it's you or this and that. And it's just like, that is... And here's the thing. It's almost like being on a hamster wheel, because then we're spending all the time, because of the division, trying to break through that and unite. But then it's just...
One thing,
but then there's still nothing that divides.
Yeah.
So it's back and forth, just like boo, 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 hamster wheel. So it never will get to the point where it's just everybody together.
Hopefully by the time of our grandchildren or something.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's what we want. Yeah. We're not saying we don't want that, but right.
That's what we want.
Reality.
But just the mass numbers.
We can't control.
We can't control them.
Man. We can't.
You can't. So that in itself is a different topic out of our hands, but we can just hope and pray.
Yeah.
But hope for the best, and it's a good world though. It's good. There's good people in the world.
Of course, there's always good people at the end of the day, but
and nothing's certain. I mean, there's even dickheads in Jiu Jitsu. I mean, there's fake black belts. A lot of fake black belts out there, bro.
Stolen valor.
Literally, yeah. It's stolen valor in a sense. Not, of course, our great military, not in that sense, but you have people who try to front their black belts for profit, to try to teach a seminar to law enforcement, to try to teach gullible people, but you can't fake. You can't even fake being a purple belt, man. The skill level is so precise. You can't even fake being a purple belt.
I feel like you can't even. I don't even think you can fake being a blue, or even maybe even a white, like a 1 year white belt, right?
Yeah, like even a 4-stripe white belt or 6 months in white belt is even hard to fake these days. I mean, the skill level is so precise. Plus the lineage. You can't lie about your lineage. You can't say you're a black belt under this person because it'll get checked. The jiu-jitsu community is very small, especially within black belt circles. It's small. I've know so many people already throughout my journey before being a black belt. So now that I'm a black belt, it's like I've known these people for so long. So even in the South Bay, if you tell me you're a black belt under this person in an academy here, I guarantee you I can contact them that day and find out if they're a black belt or not. Or even anywhere in California. Let's say you say you're a black belt, maybe some small town somewhere in Central Northern California. Okay, I know people who train in Central and Northern California who would know those academies, so they can contact it for me.
Yeah.
It's a small circle. You know, you can't fake it. Plus, above all else, you can't fake the skill set. You can't fake the skill set. It's impossible. It's too many years put in to fake it.
It's got to be like a walk. Like, you know when you see somebody walk and then they have, it's like a guy and then you can tell they're trying to walk a little bit more masculine, but it's forced. And it's just like a slight little nuance in it. And you can just tell it's not natural. I would imagine it's like that.
It's very much like that.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. You can't, and plus you could tell someone's a black belt. I mean, the way they'll carry themselves, the way they'll speak. But again, especially when you see them roll on the mats, that's the true, you can't fake your skill set on the mats. It's impossible. You know, if you're having a white belt smash you at will or a blue belt smash you at will, and you're a black belt, that's questionable. I mean, granted, nowadays, like I talked about earlier, 16-year-old blue belt prodigal monsters out there that can tap out black belts, that can tap me out. I have no doubts. I've seen some 16-year-old world champions right now. I was like, yeah, he could fuck me up.
That's crazy, man. These kids are so good at everything now.
Like, they're already black belts. They're just technically 16 years old. So I was telling people, like, the world championship, what we call the Mundials for adults, with these kids, like 5 years from now onwards, it's going to be so interesting to see what happens with them. Like, we're going to see transitions like, man, I never thought of that. Mm-hmm. They just invented a new thing.
Yeah, because it's only going to raise the competition, which is only going to raise a skill. Like,
oh yeah, and by the time they're going to be real actual athlete, jiu-jitsu athlete competitors. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting what happens there. And also going back to carrying yourself, like I don't feel like I could ever carry myself like I'm a badass or whatever. Like I have these on me because I have so much passion for the art that I just, you know, something I've had in my mind for years, and I'm able to display it now. But I've been privileged to be raised under these savages who are real true savages. Compared to them, I'm a puppy. like my sensei Brian Mendez, who's a close friend as well, like I really feel blessed to be training under him. He's an actual Marine veteran, 2 Purple Hearts, 4 tours in Iraq, sniper.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Are we still on?
Oh yeah, no, we're recording right now. Yeah.
I thought we were on break. That's what I was kind of.
I was trying to get you to.
That's what I was kind of like doing the laid back. Yeah.
And I keep moving the microphone. I'm like, he's like, Doc, please.
Bro, we're live.
Like, yeah, I put it here. Like, yeah. So then I just, cut it.
I thought we were on break, so I'm just gonna like let me just tell about him real quick before I go live.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, come on, bro.
Please, make.
That's funny, man. Okay.
That's funny.
I was like, wait a second, we're live.
Yeah, it was just a quick little re-record.
That's hilarious. But no, yeah, because before training with Sensei Brian Mendes, going back to when Janji went to Brazil for a while, and I went through my Ronin phase, Ronin, that's a Brazilian Portuguese thing I have now.
Ronin,
I'm the Ronin.
Joe Hogan.
Boha Hogan, Joe Hogan. But I wonder how people actually went up to him and did that, Joe Hogan.
Yoel Romero, I bet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he talks about Joe Romero.
Yeah, and then eventually, those of us who trained with Janji in Hollywood, some went off to other academies. I went through my Honin phase, and then the black belt that was helping Janji that time opened up his own academy in Hollywood on Melrose and Fairfax at that time. Ricardo Wilk, really great guy too. I learned a lot from him as well. He's the one who promoted me to my brown belt during that time in LA. I got my brown belt from him.
Real quick, no, I take back the Yoel Romero thing because I think he's Cuban. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, excuse that. Anyway. Continue.
It's like, all right.
Don't want to sound stupid, but you know.
I don't want to sound stupid, but you know.
Just got to clear it up. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And so when Ricardo opened his academy, at first it was LA Jiu Jitsu Academy. And later on it became Hebrew Los Angeles at that time. Kind of like continuing from the seed that Janji planned to continue forward. And so I was stoked. Like, finally, I now have an academy. And with some of the guys who I was training with before. And then that turned into a task going to Hollywood from Torrance. Or at the time, I was working in Irvine at the time, going from Irvine to Hollywood at the time.
Oh, shit.
I'm a disciple, bro.
Hell yeah.
Like,
no, I respect that.
I'm so committed to this team. Like, I refuse to leave it.
Fuck yeah.
Because again, and it's not just because of the names. That's another thing. That's another mistake people, before I go back into this, for people watching who might want to get into the journey or should get into the journey or are in the journey, don't make the mistake of just because it's a big name, that means you're going to be some kind of a prodigy champion or you're going to get the most out of what you want just because it's a big name. Like the people I've been blessed the Ribeiro brothers, they happen to be living legends. Janji's a very big name. But it goes past him being Janji Hibero. It's the connection, the energy I get from him, what I'm learning from him, how I see him, what I see him doing to be of service, which rubbed off on me to be of service to our team in San Pedro, helping our teammates as much as I can, helping my sensei Brian as much as I can, because Janji has that. He's of service, so it rubbed off on everybody else. It's not just his name. Some people go to an academy just because of the name. Understandably, marketing, I get it. You know, if you're going to pay a good amount a month, you want to be under someone who's going to be at that level to bring you to where you want to be at. But a lot of people think that just because they're training under that person, that means they're going to be really good. That's not the case. A lot of these great black belts who came up under people like you only know about them because their student is successful now and a big name. Wow. But this person was already known in the jiu-jitsu community and respected for so long. He just wasn't quote unquote a big name or whatever. So yeah, you find the instructor, find the academy that you resonate well with, you bond with, you feel your goals are being met. Whether they have a name or not, you know, it's cool if they have a name, but it's not like the end all be all. And just because they won multiple world championships, that doesn't mean that that's going to be you. You know, are you going to put that same work in? Because you could be under the best person in the world with the best academy, but how much work are you going to put into that at the same time? It's still up to you. They're not going to compete for you. You're going to step on those mats by yourself. It's how well do you apply what they're passing on to you. That's what I learned over the years. But yeah, going back with that. But I just want to throw it out there. Like sometimes people get very hung up on names just so they can say I train under this person. But it's like, no, focus on your journey. What are you getting out of training under that person? That's the important thing.
And do you mesh with the people there that are training with you?
Yeah.
Who have your best interest in mind, right?
Yeah. Like, are they just focused on their goals and you just happen to be there on the mat?
Oh.
You know, you want to be on a team because you're going to be with these people 3 to 5 or more times a week. You're trusting them not to snap your arm in half. That's a bond. So you want to be able to bond with these people and make sure you can trust these people because it is a bond. Like I've grown a lot of warrior brothers over the years just because we train together so much. We met in competition trying to kill each other and just bonded from that. So it is a brotherhood in a sense. And you want to make sure in an academy where you feel that. It's not just you're there and you're another monthly paycheck for the instructor or just another person to fill out the mat space. You want to make sure you feel like you're in an environment that's going to focus on your growth. And in our academy, Sixth Place Jiu-Jitsu San Pedro with Brian Mendez, that's exactly the environment that's there that I feel very blessed. And everybody else there feels blessed that we have a sensei like him that is completely dedicated to our growth. And, you know, he's on a high level, man. Oof. Yeah, that's a savage killer right there. And very patriotic. Like it's not just being a mat competition or what I tell people. It's one thing to be an actual savage on the mats or in competition. It's one thing when you're a literal war dog, when you've actually been in combat for this country and came back and served. That's a whole different animal right there combined together. And that's him. You know, he served, I believe, 4 tours in Iraq, 2 Purple Hearts, Marine Sniper. Like, he's a walking example of don't fuck with him. Like, that's a walking example of not to be fucked with. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very blessed to be under him and having Janji and everyone. So I feel very thankful with that, yeah.
Damn, so he's fucking close quarters combat and long distance.
Wrong
He'll
guy.
fuck you up.
Wrong guy. If you lived, it's because he allowed it, literally.
And I bet he's the nicest guy.
Oh, he's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Very dedicated to the academy. He's really being of service, which rubbed off on me when I got my black belt. I made that part of my speech was, you know, not just getting this belt because of me, but getting it because of everybody that's on that mat helping me get there. And, you know, continue that legacy that Janji passed down, his brother Salo, through Brian and the other black belts we have on our team that I'm blessed to train with throughout our different affiliations is everybody is of service to everybody else to help them grow. So now being a black belt under that legacy, I want to continue that being of service to everybody, helping them out to their goal. Because that's also your victory. You have someone come in who can't even do a proper shrimping, which is moving your hips out. Very simple, but that's like one of the core movements of jiu-jitsu. And they can't even do an armbar right. And next thing you know, they're a blue belt, they're a purple belt, doing it greatly. And next thing you know, they're a black belt and you help them get there. It's like, you know, that's something special. Like seeing people developing a skill set that you help them develop it's pretty rewarding. I like it.
Because I love seeing that type of growth in friends in real life. But I would say for most, it's very far and few in between. But in a world like Jiu Jitsu, it's cool that that is the core.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that's why I say I can never consider myself a savage killer, maybe a savage, but I'm under an actual savage killer, literally. And, you know, we have other veterans who are black belts running academies who are also just savage killers. Like again, it's one thing to be a savage on the mats. It's another thing when you're an actual war dog who survived combat. That's a whole different animal right there.
And having to face your own mortality.
Yeah.
Constantly, right?
Yeah. And, you know, men like that, the smart thing to do is just walk away or run if you have to. Yeah. Just don't do it, bro. Just don't do it.
Yeah. What's your opinion on gi versus no gi?
Oh, yeah. That's the great debate. You know, that's actually, I've heard some pretty heated podcasts and arguments about it. I say both are important. I like both. I do both. Personally, I say my gi skills are better than my no gi skills. I still have a lot to work on my no gi. Like, you know, when I eventually get to compete at black belt, I feel competing at black belt in the gi, I feel good about it when I eventually get to have a chance to do it. No gi, I feel I have no business competing at no gi black belt yet. I feel like I'm still purple belt or maybe a beginner brown belt, no gi wise. I still have a lot of holes I need to plug up in that game. And the thing too, well, you need to know both because also realistically, like maybe this time of year is cold, so people will have someone will have a jacket or a sweater or something you can grab for a choke. But then what if it's summer? The guy's got a tank top or no shirt on. What are you going to do then? You got to know your no-gi. You got to know your overhooks, your underhooks, your head control. So it's good to know both. I say be good at both. And then maybe pick what you're better at and maybe focus on that a little bit more. But you need to know both. You need to know both, especially because for me, again, and in sixth place jiu-jitsu, we're very traditional. Like, you need to know self-defense first. And at our academy in San Pedro, that's the first goal is you know how to protect yourself. Because even if you go into tournaments and win all these medals, if a guy gets you in a headlock, starts punching your head in, and you don't know how to get out of it, it's like we failed you. We didn't prepare you for that scenario to protect yourself. So maybe we prepared you for a gold medal, but we failed you in self-defense where it actually counts for real now. I'd rather have you knowing how to protect yourself, you know. And if you maybe win a medal or not, that's, you know, not everyone's going to win, so fine. But at least we know you can protect yourself. That's always the first priority, especially for women and young children. Always making sure they can protect themselves. Because even black belt, so what? Even if I have a black belt, if I can't protect myself from someone
in the streets
simply grabbing my head and doing this to me, and I can't get out of it and protect myself when I'm a black belt, it's like shame on me.
Yeah, because when the punching starts coming in, then that's like the different extra element that's included.
And it's a
different variable.
Grandmaster Carlson Gracie Sr., when he was alive, he actually said it best. He said it best. Punch a black belt in the face, he'll turn into a brown belt. Punch him a few more times, he'll turn into a purple belt. Because that's another aspect to prepare for in martial arts in general. You're going to get punched. You got to be prepared for that. You got to be prepared for that mental acceptance that you're going to get hit. You might get hurt. Just deal with it so you can protect yourself. Because I think people put a false security blanket of just because I know how to grapple, you can't hit me. And then when they actually get, especially when they get hit by somebody who knows how to actually hit you to hurt you, which is a different animal itself too, there's a psychological impact in that they don't prepare for. Yeah. And you may have the skill set, but unless you can psychologically recover, then you're going to get hurt. MMA too, like I'm sure your friend in the UFC also touches, like has that, like in the UFC, going to the octagon. If you're not going there prepared mentally that you could get hurt, or you're going to get hit hard and it's going to hurt, you kind of, even if you have the skill set, you're not coming there ready for battle. You kind of already defeated yourself a little bit in that sense.
Yeah, because then you're more likely to give up and use an excuse in your mind. Like, this pain, I'm going to use that to submit myself mentally. That's why people like Adesanya, you know, I forgot his fighter name, but something Bender, Style Bender.
Oh yeah,
he's willing. Crazy, he always says he's willing to die.
He saw Hickson too.
Yeah, right.
Oh man,
and that changes everything. I bet once you reach that mentality, like I will die.
Yeah, like Khabib, I'm sure he went in there ready to lose his life.
Yeah. Every match, right?
I mean,
every fight.
Like, Khabib is like the Russian, because his specific area of Russia that he's
Dagestan
from has, I believe, produced like 8 or produced several Olympic gold medal wrestlers. So he's not just from Russia. He's like from the area of Russia that's produced Olympic gold medal wrestlers.
Like the elite village.
Like he's like the Russian that other Russians are afraid of. Yeah. Like he's from that part of Russia that the other Russians are like, oh, no, I'm not fighting that guy from that area.
Yeah. They wrestle bears.
They literally wrestle the bears. Yeah. And they drink the vodka.
Actually, we don't drink vodka because it makes us weak.
It makes us weak. We give the bear the vodka. We slam him to the ground.
We drink blood of children.
We drink the blood of the bears that we defeat.
Bears, yes.
And then I mix it with the blood of the enemies. And then I sweeten it with the salt of the crying tears of my foes.
It's like a Virgin Mary, but better.
It's like I taste your defeat and it's so sweet.
I can taste your past, your regrets. You fucking pussy. Pussy.
Yeah. No, I watched a couple like documentary series episodes on Dagestan and the people there, and just
they're savages. I don't think I can hang in the training with those guys.
Dude,
you could probably take the lead. I mean, God bless America, but you could probably take our lead wrestlers here, and they'll probably be struggling over there. Like, holy shit!
I bet that's their life. They struggle from birth, like literally.
Yeah. That's like Muay Thai in Thailand. That's why those guys are untouched in Muay Thai. Like, it's still rare for Westerners to win Muay Thai matches there.
See, that's why people, all these fucking idiots in America that shit on Asians because of the dumb stereotype.
Yeah, you get a little Thai fighter in front of you. Good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah, it's because they're used to, you know what you can compare it to? You can say that it's like they're judging the world based off of only doing jiu-jitsu versus, like you said, with the punch and like, can you protect yourself? Instead of putting themselves out there with other variables involved, which is other Asians from a third world country who have almost nothing to lose.
Yeah, they're fucking fighting for their family to eat that day.
Yeah. So I think we need to bring some of them here, or actually fly those fucking idiots over there. See what they could,
You're not going to intimidate them. They have nothing to lose. You're not going to break them. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, it's the opposite.
Yeah. And there's a lot of weakness now, like you were saying earlier. And I've made a video talking about that. We need to man up as especially Asian men.
Especially like, as men raising men, especially if you're a father to a boy.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah. So I talk often about that, but specifically Asian guys, because I'm trying to tell them we need to stop playing fucking victim.
I agree with that.
And then
I agree with that completely. As half Asian.
Stop trying to change how people view us by telling them how to view us, because you can tell somebody anything, with action. And if we create enough warriors, and when I say warrior, I don't necessarily mean like we all got to be MMA stars. I'm just saying people that will stand for themselves, speak their mind, and not back down just because you have an argument or something. It doesn't always have to be physical, but you can still gain respect by
standing your ground, and standing by your belief. And that's actually another.
And Asians got mad at me for that. Can you believe that? They got mad at me.
I do believe it, actually. I'm not surprised. But then my family friend, who's a Filipina, liked it. Like, she told me, like, oh, that's your friend? Shit, I saw his video. It's freaking awesome. I wish more Asians would watch it.
Oh, she said that?
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, but these fucking, so many guys play victim, and then they start attacking me like I'm doing something wrong.
You're losing your manhood because you're not supposed to play victim as a man. It doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It doesn't mean that shit doesn't happen. You grieve and you process and you heal. But then when you hold on to it and you let yourself play victim, you're being a bitch. It's just straight to the point. You're being a bitch.
You're just pouring salt on the wound. When
and do you think a woman wants that? Do you think she's going to see you as a man she wants to be? Because no matter how... I'm all for. I mean, I have a daughter myself. She's gonna grow up to be a lioness in this world. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I'm all for women empowerment. I'm all for women being successful entrepreneurs and CEOs and building their success as they should. They have the right to, absolutely. But even the strongest woman entrepreneur, CEO, whatever, naturally wants that alpha man. Naturally wants that strong man that will be her protector. It's just ingrained in nature. Nature's roles are, like I said earlier, nature's role between men and women are non-negotiable. No matter how strong a woman is, even Ronda Rousey, who could snap most men's arms in half on this planet even to this day, look at the man she's with, her husband. That's an alpha. That's a big alpha dude. Why? Because she naturally wants that alpha protector. No matter how strong a woman is, she wants that natural alpha protector. And alpha doesn't mean being some hard-ass dude. It just means knowing who you are as a man, being confident as a man, not apologizing for being a man, not apologizing for your strong traits, and just being you and growing. And in Asian culture, that kind of gets challenged. Being half Asian Filipino myself, a lot of Filipino men need to fucking man up. I'll probably catch flack for saying that, but that's okay. A lot of Filipino men need to man the fuck up. Seriously. A lot of them are, if you're having kids and you're not holding responsibility to that, you need to man up. You know, you just have to be a man in this world, especially if you're raising a boy. You have to be that example to them. If you have a daughter, like with my daughter, you have to be an example to them of what to look for in a man, so that she sees what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Because that's your responsibility. Yeah, and then that's a whole different rabbit hole, but yeah.
Yeah, but what we're saying basically is we just need more fucking Asians to just stop.
Self-awareness, self-responsibility.
Yeah, stop saying that society is...
Don't blame society. Don't blame, period.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Oh, yeah, when Hoist was at the academy, he touched on so many things. Like, we had a Q&A with him. The UFC is the house that Master Hoist built. That's a fact.
Yeah.
He's the first UFC champion.
Undeniable. He
changed martial arts forever in 1993. I believe it was November 1993. 93, 94. That's 10 push-ups for me for not knowing that. 93, 94. But yeah, he forever changed the way the world saw real fighting, efficient fighting. And marketing wise, that was probably one of the most brilliant marketing plays of all time. Horian did with the UFC, man. That was brilliant. But yeah, he changed the world forever from that point on. And so he was at the academy recently, and you know, being a fan of his since I was 13 to now, following him pretty much most of my life. And I got to meet him twice in jiu-jitsu events, though. But the first time I was ever actually on the mats with him in the gi, learning from him, was special. That was really something else. And like what I was telling you earlier, the stuff he showed us, it was not fancy. Nothing that made you go, whoa. It was extremely simple. But it was what he used in the first UFCs. The closing in the distance and getting that clinch, arching their back to take him down and get on top of him and choke him. Very simple, but it works. Because that's what he did to many, many people in his fighting career. And it was self-defense, because of course, you know, Gracies are first and foremost focused on self-defense. That's the first thing you're going to learn from them. Before you learn any tournament stuff, you're going to learn self-defense. And we carry that forward in 6 ways as well, as you learn self-defense first before anything else. So yeah, Hoist was showing just very, very basic, simple things, but it was very refined in the technique, in the details, that even there must have been 8 black belts there, I think, 6 or 8 black belts there. And we were like, the most simple technique, but the most simple refined detail was adding. We're like, whoa, I never thought of that.
Wow. Like a fundamental.
And it was like the basic of the basic, like something you're going to learn in like your first 2 weeks of jiu-jitsu as a white belt. And we're sitting here black belts going, I never thought of that. I never thought of that.
That reminds me of the saying, go back to the basics.
Go back to the basics, man. The basics is what's going to save your life in some real situations. And that's another thing I admire about Zhangji and Six Blades is it's basic. He's won his world titles off of basic techniques. Sweeps you, he'll mount you, and he'll choke you, but you can't stop him from doing it. Mm-hmm. And his guard has never been passed.
Really?
His guard has never been. Only 2 men in the history of his competition career have passed his guard: Roger Gracie and Marcelo Garcia. And these are also 2 arguably greatest of all times as well. Everybody else, no.
So out of all the however many matches he's had, nobody's ever passed guard.
No.
That's insane.
And his joke is, I'll retire from competing when somebody can pass my guard. That's his joke. And so far, no. And I've tried, and Jesus Christ, no.
It's like an impenetrable wall.
Impenetrable. He's just an impenetrable wall. Yeah. He welcomed me to black belt in grand fashion. That's another story. Before getting to Hoist, when I got my black belt, Zhangji couldn't be there, but he was in town at our Six Blades Eastlake Academy, our affiliate, to promote the black belt head there, Papalegua, who's also a savage, to a second degree on his black belt. And, Zhangji's happy, hey, you're black belt, congrats, bro, good job. And it was hard because I've been under Zhangji for a while, too. And Brian being there, I only missing element was I wish Alvin Aguilar in the Philippines could have been there, too. But then Zhangji welcomed me to black belt when I rode with him. And I rode with him a lot over the years, and it's always brought me to deep waters. But this time he took it up a huge notch. Pretty much like, so you want to be one of my black belts, huh? Oh. All right. So you're like, you want to be a Six Blades black belt? Okay. So he rolled with me in that role like I was in his weight division at the freaking Worlds.
Oh, shit. He didn't hold back, huh?
It was bad. It was great though. I mean, it grew me. I felt like a phoenix rising from the ashes, stronger afterwards, after the fact. During the moment, I mean, I've rode so many times all these years. John G's brought me into deep waters. I rode with him, Brian Mendes, Steve Hargett, his brother Chris Hargett, Papa Legua, Victor Hugh. I can name so many guys, Morgan Smith. I can name so many guys, Josh Elizaga, my good friend too. I can name so many guys who put me in deep waters and make me dig deep. When I roll with them, they push me so hard and, puts me in a place where I got to dig deep. And this is over a lot of years. This is the first time ever in my journey where I actually got broken. Wow. He broke me.
Fuck, dude.
Like
mentally.
Mentally, emotionally, he broke me.
Shit.
He fucking broke me, man. Like, it's hard to describe.
Khabib type of
like they said, there's levels to this shit. Yeah. And I was experiencing one of the levels to this shit with no mercy. Because before it was like, okay, I'm going to push you, but I'm going to still be a little nice. This one was like, I'm going to bring you down to hell. But it was with love, of course. But it was like, I'm going to bring you up to that next level of digging deep, boy. And I can tell you right now, in that 5-minute match, if it went on for another minute, I was going to literally start breaking down and crying.
Jesus.
I was about in the verge of tears. And another minute into that, I probably would have broken down and started crying and just like, get off me, man. Get the fuck off me. And then, but afterwards, I felt great. Like on the way home from Eastlake, I was telling Brian in the car, I was like, bro, this is how you're if you're a jiu-jitsu black belt, not just black belt, you're just in the jiu-jitsu lifestyle itself. You're a very unique person. We have this thing about being pushed hard. It's hard to describe. It's like that meme I posted that I'm sure you saw where the Joker was holding a cigarette and the thing was like, you go to this place 5-6 times a week to get broken and or twist around, and then he's lighting the cigarette going, you wouldn't understand it. That's pretty much it.
No, that's so true. Even as stand-up comics, like people say we're kind of sick in the head because we're just always putting our hearts on a line and getting judged and people not laughing and just over every day, back and forth. Just.
But getting halfway out of San Diego County, we were almost in Orange County at the time. And I was telling Brian like, I want to go back and experience that again. After I was literally broken that moment, it took me minutes to recover, and all the other black was like, yeah, welcome. We all went through it. Pretty much your baptism by fire. And that's what I call it. That's why I put on my description and my picture with them is that I got my baptism by fire.
That's badass though.
And I told him, I was like, that was the worst 5 minutes ever. And Janji flipped my mind switch again. Every time with Janji, I get a knowledge nugget, man. I always get a new different mind frame to go on. Afterwards, I went up to him, I was like, that was honestly the worst 5 minutes of my goddamn life. He looked at us like, no, bro, that was the best 5 minutes of your life. Damn. And I looked at us like, yeah, you're right, that was, because some reason I'm feeling like a phoenix from the ashes here. Like you feel stronger.
You felt way more powerful, right?
And any maybe not fear, not fear, but any nervousness, any nerves, doubts I had about competing at black belt eventually, it went just out the window. Like, I'm excited to compete at black belt. I don't care who gets in front of me. I'm not going to be foolish to say I can tap anyone in front of me in black belt, because now I'm going to face guys who I probably took a picture with as a white and blue belt. Now I'm going to compete against them. But I'm not scared. Any fear or nervousness I had about it just went right out the window, because I'm like, you know what? I went through that with Janji. What's a light belt, black belt going to do to me? That's worse. Nothing. I'm not going to get pushed to that point by anybody at lightweight black belt. With all due respect to these savage beasts that I'm probably going to face, the odds of them pushing me like what Janji did to me is very low. So that just boosted my confidence. Like, you know what? I can handle it. Let's do it. And yeah, he said like, that was the best 5 minutes of your life, bro. I was like, yeah. And then getting towards Orange County, I looked at Brian. I was like, bro, part of me wants to do it again. I want to go through it again.
Good to see how quickly you can recover from that even more now, because to see where your mentality is with that now.
Johnny's going to watch like, oh, you want to go through it again, huh? I got something for you next time.
So what did the boys say that was so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he showed like one more on the basics. Like he showed how, you have their closed guard, right? And you have your closed guard. I just realized I was leaning back. But anyways, in a street situation, you don't want to really be in your closed guard on your back, just because you're limiting your movement and you don't know where his friends are, right? True. he could hold your pants or hold your legs, underhook your legs, and next thing you know, his friends are running up to you and stomping you into the cement. So closed guard is not really advisable in a street self-defense situation unless he took you to the ground and you have to recover and protect yourself from that and get back up. But he showed a way of bringing someone into your guard on the cement that won't get you killed or paralyzed pretty much. Because he's like, yeah, I could jump the guard and put him there, but then he can slam my back into the curb and paralyze me. Or I can pull him and bring my legs around him and pull him down. But same thing, what if there's a curb sidewalk behind me and I'm pulling him into my guard and he sees that curb and he just bull rushes me forward into it? Now I just hurt my back, probably permanently. Maybe I just got paralyzed from that. And you'd be surprised how many people wouldn't realize that even at black belt. Because even at black belt, we were standing there like, yeah, you're right. So what he showed was, you get the clinch, you wrap the guy around, you step on his feet. You step on the top of his feet, and you pull him into the guard. That way, he can't slam you or do anything. He's at your mercy of your momentum to get in your closed guard by just stepping on his feet. And all the black belts were standing there like, stepping on the feet. I never thought of that. The most simple detail, stepping on the top.
Because they can't brace for anything. They can't use that.
They can't push you forward.
Yeah.
And if you want to go in the closed guard, you can just push them down. And then when you're close to ground, closed guard, and you're safe. As compared to I'm not stepping on your feet trying to do that same way. And now say there's a sidewalk with the curb, and now you can just bull rush me into that and potentially slam my back into it.
And if their feet were unlocked and they fell with you, but they still had control, they could angle their body to maybe like point their elbow at a angle to where it can like break a rib or something.
Something could happen that can get you hurt, maybe even permanently hurt or worse.
Yeah.
You know? But just stepping on their feet takes all that away, and we're standing there like, all he did was just tell us to step on the feet. That was just so ridiculously simple. But efficient.
I'm really curious about the Q&A section.
Oh yeah, yes, and the Q&A. But I just want to throw that into like the most simple, refined detail.
That's good. I mean,
but that detail will save your life on the street, though.
He stomped on feet a lot in the fight. I remember
that will save you from getting your back smashed into a curb, and now you're paralyzed for the rest of your life. God forbid,
Yeah, fuck that.
But no shit, right? But just simply step on the guy's feet, and it won't happen.
It's amazing,
right? It's like, well, I'm a black belt. I never knew that, or just never thought of it. But going to the Q&A at the end, he was like, yeah, well, you know what? Let's have a Q&A. Ask me any question you want to ask me. And most of the nerd questions came from the black belts. Oh, yeah. But one black belt asked a very good question. Sensei Mario Romero, who's another guy I feel very fortunate to be learning with. He visits the academy, old school. I learned a lot from that guy. He asked him, so always, your UFC or just all the fights you've had in general, Japan, UFC, this and that, challenge matches prior to that, when did you ever feel afraid? Wow. Which actually makes a lot of sense considering this man fights for his family's legacy. He's not just fighting for money. He's not just fighting for experience. He's fighting to preserve what his father and his uncle created. You know what he said? And it permanently stuck with all of us. Like, what's fear? What's fear? You tell me right now, what is fear? He's like, nervousness. Like, what am I going to be nervous for? He's like, fear is what you got in your head. All that fear is in here, bro. So why do I go there? Fear. He's like, I'll get my routine. I'll get myself in the mentality that I'm going to fight. But he's like, why am I going to be afraid? He's another man. Why am I going to be afraid of him? I believe in my family's Jiu Jitsu. So what do I have to be afraid about going in the octagon? Like, what's for me to be afraid of? Or he's like, he's not even just in the octagon and fighting in my family's legacy, just life. What's fear? What are we afraid of? Why are you afraid of heights? I'm afraid of heights, just by the way. I'm trying to get over that. I hate roller coasters. That's one goal I have this year is to conquer that. If we can open things up to do it. Or maybe skydiving. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to conquer that fear of height. He's like, why should I be afraid? Look at the kids. They jump off of the building if you tell them not to do it. Why do kids jump off 2-story building into the pool? Because they don't understand what fear is. Kids don't understand what fear is until we tell them what fear is. Well, until what we tell them to be afraid of and not to do. That's when they start to process fear. And that goes into us into adulthood. Prior to that, do you see kids being afraid of, like, he's like, watch the kids. Do you see them ever being afraid of anything? They see the hot stove, they grab it. They see a dog barking, they're going to try to pet it.
Dude, what it reminds me of when I was in preschool. My dad asked me what I wanted to be when I was older. And I said a comic book artist because I loved drawing. And he said, there is no money in it.
Yeah, fear.
You're not going to survive. So he was implanting that.
Yeah.
If he never told me that and he didn't fucking make me feel like shit for my desires, I would be like a fucking...
Who knows? Maybe you invented something that makes you a millionaire. Like, look at Stan Lee. I can imagine how he got mocked.
Yeah, so my dad did that with everything. Like anything that I really loved doing, he fucking...
Yeah.
So I didn't really, so it's been a little over 2 years of me doing all my pursuing of the dream stuff. I didn't even get to this point to even give myself the permission to do it until
just do it.
8 years after he died.
Oh, wow.
I needed that to free me.
Oh, wow.
That's a whole story we don't really need to get into. Because I talked about it on my podcast. I'm not afraid to talk about it, but that'll be another like fucking 2 hours and we don't need to talk about that. But basically... Yeah,
our parents mold us, man. That's why I try and tell my daughter, be what you want to be, what you feel is right for you.
That's the right way to do it.
She even told me, like, even when she got back into jiu-jitsu, I never forced her. I was like, when you feel you're ready, you can come back, And she's like, maybe I want to do MMA. It's like, okay, I'll support that. But I do tell her the realities, though. I don't want to be in a bubble. I want to believe she can do what she wants, but there's a reality of what you have to do to get to that point. So I was like, okay, you could be the UFC champion. I have no doubts you can. You have the inherited heart of a fighter. But you do have to realize, this is what you have to do to accomplish that. Are you going to put in that work and that training to get to that point? Let's develop your base arts first. Maybe get you some amateur fights and see how you feel about it from there before thinking about anything else. So always supporting the dream, but giving her the realistic process of that dream as well, making it a reality, the realistic steps to making that happen. So you're not disillusioned, like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a UFC champion, but I'm just going to train 3 times a week. No. I mean, you'll go to the hospital from the octagon that way. Sure. Yeah.
If your dream is to get fucked up.
If you like visiting the hospital, then you can go ahead and do that. But yeah, so Hoist was like, yeah, what's fear, bro? Like, even though, he's like, but there's a difference between fear and danger. He's like, I'm in the ocean. I jump into the ocean because I like to swim. I'm not going to be afraid of the sharks and have the fear to not go in the ocean because of that. But if I see a lot of sharks circling the water and I jump in, that's jumping into danger. That's a different scenario. So he's saying the difference between fear and danger, So he's like, I don't live my life in fear. I'm not afraid of anything. I could die today. I'm good to go, bro.
Damn, that's bad. That's
very similar to what Hickson said. If you ever get to listen to Hickson's Joe Rogan episode, it's it's deep. He says the same thing that when he was fighting in Japan, and this is one thing that forever changed my mindset too. He was like, when he wakes up in the morning of a fight, he wakes up going, man, today's a good day to die today.
Wow.
He's like, it's like, for me, it's like, I don't go in there to fight. I'm going in there to die. I'm ready to die. You have to kill me to make me tap. And then he makes sure he puts out disclaimers like, but I don't say to my students, you don't tap. I'm just saying for me, this is for my life, my legacy, for my family. When I go into the octagon, I'm going in there ready to die for my family's
warrior
legacy.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Fucking warrior spirit.
So he wakes up on the morning of the fight day. He wakes up saying, today's a good day for me to die.
Fuck.
It's that release of that fear of, which
we all tell ourselves that we're afraid of. But what if you embraced it?
Yeah, and that's what I'm working on to embrace it, because it's one thing to hear Hoist and Hickson say it and acknowledge it. Now it's another thing to actually
believe it.
Bring yourself to that level to live it yourself, which is what I'm working to accomplish. I have fears to get rid of. I have a lot of mind frames I've gotten over, but still more to overcome.
Wow. Fuck.
And just get into like Hoist and Hickson, Hoyler, just the great warriors in General Bruce Lee. Their mind frame of just live life, man. Fucking live life, enjoy life, grow as a man. Don't be so fucking fear-based.
No, because you know how I had Robert Greene on my podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I still got to watch more of that. I haven't checked it out much, but I got to watch it.
Yeah, so we talk about that. We talk about mortality.
Nice.
He has a whole section in his book, Laws of Human Nature, where he talks about accepting your death, which empowers you. Yeah, it's going to happen. And then for him, he had a stroke. Oh, wow. Which almost killed him. It made him unconscious. Like he can't really use the left side of his body. But that made him realize even more the importance of like, for him in his mind, he says, I'm not afraid of death anymore. And that is just such a powerful thing. And by you bringing that up, it was hitting me hard.
Yeah, it hit me hard. I'm like, I want to live like this.
Yeah, no, but when you were just talking about it, what you just talked about, it's very relevant right now because there's some things I'm gonna tell you off camera.
Absolutely.
That'll make sense about this. But Basically, I've been operating slightly from a place of fear. Maybe not slightly, maybe a little bit more in certain areas of my life. And that's also what I'm working on getting rid of in 2021 by trying to meditate on the fact that I am going to die and imagine my death, live through it, because that's what I think, was it Robert Greene? I think he said that. So that it's like you visualize it, you feel it, and then you're kind of a little bit more, you're more free of, oh, that's what it was. Oh, that's what it is.
Or the fear of losing our parents, or fear of losing someone you love. Mm-hmm. I'm thankful both my parents are still here. I don't look forward to that day, but at the same time, I accept it's going to happen. Yeah. They've lived full lives, so, the day will happen, I'll embrace it. I'll just live through their memories. I don't fear my own death, honestly. That's an off-camera thing, but I've had several points in my life where I could have already died through my own stupidity, but during those moments. But yeah, there's several times where I put my life in danger from foolish behaviors and decisions. But I'm still here, so I appreciate life far more. And, just embrace your life and don't worry about death, because death, you can't stop it. It's like what Rocky Balboa said, time is undefeated, death is undefeated. You're not going to avoid it. It's going to happen to you at some point in life. For me, I would say when my own personal death happens, as long as, my daughter's in a good place and people special in my life are in good places, and I'm happy with that, and I'm more than happy to go.
No regret.
Into the next plane of existence, whatever that may be, Just knowing that I live my life as me, being the best person I can be, I can deal with that. So acknowledge what you did in the past, grow forward. Yeah, don't be fear-based. Like, of course, if you go into a venture, especially if you're raising a family, you have to go into ventures with caution. You don't want to put your family in financial jeopardy to pursue something that might not provide for them. But why not chase it on the side until it can become something that could be profitable? Why not? Like, as much as I would love to do jiu-jitsu full time and make a living off of it, the reality of it is it's just not possible to make a living doing it and provide for my daughter and my other things that I have going on that I want to have financial strength in. That doesn't mean I can't train as much as I can, maybe do something on the side to help out, pursue as much as possible. Or who says I would love to do MMA at least once in my life to experience it? Getting into UFC is not realistic, but maybe 1 or 2 fights just to experience my jiu-jitsu.
Like amateur fights, just to try it out, yeah.
Or maybe 1 pro fight. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I would love to watch that. Let me know.
Just to test the waters of how my jiu-jitsu does in that arena. I'm not afraid of it. Realistically, I'm 38. What is my time to put into a camp for that kind of thing is realistically, what can I do for it, But if I get an opportunity, why not? Why not test myself in that? But I'm always going to compete in jiu-jitsu. Always, always, always. I love competing. I love training. That's for life until the day I can't physically do it anymore. I'm going to be on the mats. I'll be competing whenever I can. I'll be that old black belt dude with gray hair with a cane.
You'll be everybody's grandpa.
I remember when your mom said she was pregnant with you. Now you're a black belt.
You're amazing.
I saw you come in as a little kid, 4 years old, and oh shit, you're a 3rd-degree black belt now. I'm old.
Damn, dude, that fucking whole... I'm gonna rewatch that Hickson Gracie podcast.
Going into that fear base, I think that's the aura we were talking about earlier. I think that's the aura. They don't have that fear. They live their life without fear, and I think that's what projects that aura of them when you're in their presence and you feel that presence, like we were talking about. I think that's what projects that presence, is that lack of fear, in the sense of they don't live a fear-based life. They live a free life, And I think that naturally resonates a energy off of them, or a look in their eyes that just stops you dead in your tracks, because you're looking to as someone who is not living a fear-based life whatsoever, who has no fear in them whatsoever at all.
Yeah, because if you, well, not you per se, but like a person, even if they're like a fucking in a wheelchair, but they're not afraid of death, and if they're around Hickson or, whoever, they wouldn't feel that way. Yeah. Even though they know they could get murdered, because they're just like, well, fuck.
Yeah, you feel calm around them, bro. Like Hickson, you feel so calm around Hickson. Janji, too. You forget he's Janji because he's so laid back and chill. You hang out with him. You actually forget that he's a living legend until you're on the mats with him, and then you remember real fast. But same thing with Hickson, because they're so calm. They have that aura of them. They calm you. I see that in my patients at work. They're ready to go, and I'm like, I admire that. I want to face it with that same type of nobility one day. Yeah.
But also still tap into that while you're alive
and it's
make
not like,
most of it.
Yeah. Right? And Hickson said in his choke documentary, it's like he says he's afraid of everything. So it's not like he's not fear, but he acknowledges his emotions and he accepts them. He doesn't let them control him. He controls it.
So he says he still feels fear.
Like he said in the choke documentary for Japan, it's like that guy who says he doesn't feel afraid of anything, he said to me, I'm afraid of everything. And I think that goes into no fear, which I think we can go really long into that. But being afraid of everything is part of having no fear. You acknowledge your emotions.
Full embracement and acceptance of that.
Which then helps you be able to confront it.
True, because when you fight it, your ego. That's because
the ego.
Yeah, that's why I felt threatened in the past by other people, right? Because I was like, I don't want to accept that they are, maybe better than me in a certain area, or like I'm not them. So I'm like, no.
That's how I feel. So that's my goal in my life as a man, is to have that Rickson Hoist. Holes Gracie, who was Rickson's mentor. He's the father of modern jiu-jitsu. Even Rickson said he was a bad motherfucker. We could talk about him another time, but Holes Gracie is the father of modern jiu-jitsu. He was a man of his era. He is the man who brought up Rickson, Hoist, Hoyler. He's the one they all look up to. He's the one they all look, and you can see it in his eyes, bro. I'll show you a picture of him. Look in his eyes. You think Rickson has a very intense glare. Holes has actually, like, just looking at his picture will stop you dead in your tracks. You're like, oh man, how do I get to that mind frame? Yeah, like there's pictures of him you look at, and he passed away in the 70s. He was 32. You just see the pictures of him and you look in his eyes, and already you're like, wow, I want that.
See, that's what I want too, even just with like not just stand up, but just my life, and even just being in a market. There's times I tapped into it for a short period of time, and then I would lose it because I'm not sharpening it or whatever, and I'm still trying to figure out even more how to tap into it more. So that's
and that's why I feel like when I compete, I'm nervous as shit when I compete, man. Of course, you feel those butterflies, and my first black belt match, I'm gonna feel it, but you embrace it, and I actually end up competing pretty well, or I do relatively okay in my performance. There's always room for improvement, but you just embrace it. And now competing more, I still feel it, but now it feels more controlled. It's not as overpowering as like when I was a blue belt, purple belt. I felt like I was gonna throw up from being so nervous. Now I feel it. I'm just like, cool. I feel it good. Let's use it. Let's get up there.
Yeah, it's kind of nice admitting things to yourself,
Yeah,
and that's part of the acceptance. Just saying, no, I am scared to ask that girl. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I am scared. Versus like, no, I don't give a fuck. Like, I've been talking to girls for years, 30 years. That fake shit.
Yeah, and
which
that's what
I've been dealing with.
You. Yeah, and that's what destroys you in your life. That's what stops your growth.
Not all the
as
time.
A man.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to clarify, not all the time, but
not all the time, but just every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Yeah. No, the acceptance. Like, I acknowledge I'm afraid, but I'm gonna still do it. Which I think is where I was talking about earlier about fear of heights. Acknowledging that fear of heights, and then just facing it, which I'm working on, because I hate roller coasters with a passion. I hate that damn drop, and I'm trying to face it.
Yeah, I used to. I used to be definitely afraid of that too. And then one day, I in high school we went to Knott's Berry Farm, and then it was shut off just for the high school. And I forgot. I think it's called the Boomerang or something, but it has this drop and it goes super fast. And I had roller coasters up to that point. And two of my friends wanted to ride it like 13 times in a row or something like that. 8 times. No, it was for Goliath.
Just that name Just that name in itself makes me
Goliath.
Go.
It has that crazy drop. I remember now. It was with the cross country team for high school, and then we just kept riding it over and over for I think 8 to 10 times. And by boot camping and like that, by the end, it was like nothing to me.
I think I might faint the first time. Six Flags Goliath. I might faint the first time potentially.
It's intimidating, man.
Just the name intimidates me, bro.
But all the rides are fucking fast, and But now I can handle it because I had got put through a boot camp over and over, like back to back, and I was like, fuck, I have to do it again, shit. And you keep feeling the fear, and you're just kind of like, fuck, what? But then your body adapts to the feeling of the fear.
I think that's what it is. And my daughter loves roller coasters, and I feel bad. Like, I want to ride. I was like, you sure?
Yeah, because the fear comes from you being. Well, I felt I'm gonna fucking die. Even when I was on a playground looking at the floor.
Going up to here and like, I tell you how far it goes. When I took her to Knott's Berry Farm for her birthday years ago, I went on YouTube and I looked up the Jurassic Park ride because she wanted to do that. Oh, I actually went on YouTube so I could be prepared for what's going to happen on the ride, so I don't get surprised with anything. And
it made it worse, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
I was a screaming little bitch on that thing.
Shit.
Like there's like one little mini drop, and I thought that was a big drop. I was like,
I know that one, man. I know.
And then as it actually went up, and you take the picture when you drop, right? And you see my daughter like this, and you see me literally like going like that.
Dude, I know. Like, and you shove your feet into the thing,
I look like the biggest scared little bitch on that picture. I'm literally like,
yeah, you look like, I remember that. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. I did
my
that
daughter's
so many
here. She's like, yeah.
I did that so many fucking times. This is
like,
the roller coaster. Yeah. Why do we like look away from the drop? Like what the fuck? Why do we do that?
It's still gonna happen. That's the acknowledging it's like some part of you is just saying it's gonna happen fast if I don't look. I don't know.
Yeah. And then the worst part, because after that small drop, which you think is a drop, is like, oh, not bad. Then it keeps going and you're like, wait a minute. And it goes.
Yeah. And it keeps do that on purpose. I think that's a purpose psychological effect.
I fucking bet that.
It's like I want to write to people like, fuck you.
Yeah. And it goes.
And then it stops. And then they have a moment where you're hanging. All right, you know what? I'm going to do it when Six Flags opens up. I'm going to do it.
You're going to face the fear.
I'm going to do it.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to be a bitch, but I'm going to do it.
Hell yeah.
I might cry. I might faint, but I'm going to do it.
It's man tears. You're like, hey, well, are you facing your fears, motherfucker?
These are fears shedding from my face.
Yeah, you piece of fucking shit. So yeah, I think, yeah, man, fucking, dude.
That was nice. That was quick. Awesome. That was fun.
Yeah, I got a lot to think about when it comes to this fear stuff. You actually helped inspire me to
thank you.
Face.
You inspire me, bro. Like that stand-up comedy, like shit, I don't know how I'll do doing that.
Damn.
I'm down to try it. I don't know how
versa, man. Jiu-Jitsu, like that's how I view you with Jiu-Jitsu, you know.
Come down to the academy anytime, and just so you guys know, Sixth Place Jiu-Jitsu, San Pedro,
Yelp
600 South Pacific Avenue, San Pedro. There we go. Check it out.
And Yelp it to confirm, just in case, and use the direction GPS to make that happen. So, do you want to plug in any of your social? Well, actually, no. Before we do that, too, do you want to leave our audience with any kind of message before you plug in your socials?
You know what? Just not even martial arts. Just enjoy life. Don't live a fear-based life. That's something I'm working on. That's my life goal. With Hicks and Hoist and them, inspired by them, just not live a fear-based life. Just embrace your emotions and go with them and hit your goals. You know, there's no excuse why you can't hit what you want to do. Just put in the time, put in the effort. For people who want to do jiu-jitsu, should do jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is essential. It is essential in this modern day where our mental and emotional health is just so attacked because of what's going on today, and jiu-jitsu is very essential in helping to deal with that. You know, find the closest academy to you, find the academy that's right for you. Everybody's more than welcome to come check out Sixth Place Jiu-Jitsu San Pedro, more than welcome to check it out. And if you feel it's right for you, then by all means, join the journey. And, you know, just embrace the journey, be patient. The first time is very frustrating because you don't know what you're doing, but just give it time, keep at it, don't quit. The main thing, the reason why I'm a black belt is because I didn't quit. You know, the big saying is a white belt, a black belt is a white belt that never quit.
Damn.
A black belt is a white belt that never quit. Everybody that you see with a black belt was a white belt who didn't know what the hell they were doing at one time, including myself. And I was 200 plus pounds as a white belt. Yeah. And as a blue belt, I was 200 plus pounds. So I was, you know, jiu-jitsu helped get me in shape, helped me get my cardio up, helped my life focus. And, you know, just, you know, the belts will be there. Just don't quit. Stay with it. The belts will come on their own accord. If you don't quit, you'll eventually become a black belt yourself. You know, you just got to stick with it. Embrace the journey, man. It's one of the most beautiful journeys you can go on. It's one of the best ways of self-discovery out there, honestly. And you do, and with your team, you build a band of brothers in a sense, like my warrior brothers, man. We've been through so much together. And we're continuing to go through more now as black belts together. It's really a beautiful thing, seeing how we all started to where we are now. It's really just watching each other grow up pretty much. So it's really, really something beautiful. Anybody who wants to check out the academy that I train at, that my sensei Brian Mendez runs, that we're very blessed to have as our sensei, you can go on Instagram, Sixth Place BJJ San Pedro. So that's Sixth Place BJJ San Pedro, all one word, small letters. Thank you.
I got you.
I was like wondering on that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, my personal one is Drew_Jitsu. Anybody wants to message me with any questions, any help or anything, I'll be more than happy to do that. And feel free to check out the academy and the South Bay area. There's blessed to have a lot of good academies here aside from mine. You know, whatever you feel is best for you. So yeah, you know, join the journey. Don't quit. Stick with it. Just stick with it, and the rewards will come. So
hell yeah,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not terminate rewards within yourself. So
the war within yourself, which is the most important one to face. So guys,
yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
This has been another
Be back again.
Badass episode.
Thank you, sir.
Of the Setbreaker podcast. Hopefully you didn't tap out early and you made it to the end. Get it? Tap out.
Yeah, tap out. Yeah.
I'm smart. So
like that, Mom.
Yeah. So until then, till the next episode. I fucked up the way I said it. Anyways, I'll see you on the next episode. Okay.
That's why you. All right, brothers.
Bye.